What's up, Pen Man? How you doing, y'all? I'm here today to review the chapter because I already pretty much read it. So, oh man, I forgot my intro. Man, I forgot to play the Z Boy intro. I wonder who's gonna do it.
So
What's up, man? I forgot the intro, man. What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do?
I don't know.
If only someone had an intro.
Hmm.
If only.
Is that supposed to be you hinting at something?
I don't know, man. I don't know. Is it?
Yeah. Um. That was actually something I was hoping to discuss with you beforehand.
What?
An intro.
What you mean? I thought you already had something set up.
No, I didn't. I wanted to converse with you about
Technical
that.
difficulties. Anybody watching the stream pretend like this is edited out. Um, but yeah, what I like about the cover page, I'm actually gotta look back at it a little bit. But I think I, do you remember what the cover page was?
I don't because I usually don't pay attention to the cover pages.
Okay, okay.
No,
So the cover page was freaking Niji and Yanji. They're inside the book. Remember how Luffy and Nami were inside the book?
right. God, what was that guy's name?
I don't remember his name at all. I'm not even gonna try to. But yeah, they were inside the book and the cut page, so it does show like actual consequences. Um, what happened to them. I mean, and they deserve it. Because they're pieces of shit. But you know, Jimmy should have still probably lost an arm or something. But it was interesting that we do see some level of consequences for some characters. Although there's someone's probably gonna save them soon
I,
in the
I
next cover page or something. But
I guess so. I mean, who knows? Maybe. I know this probably gets brought up a lot, but who better than to bust them out of there than somebody like Blackbeard, who could greatly benefit from the Vinsmoke technology.
well, you think Blackbeard is gonna team up with Yonji and Niji?
Maybe not team up, but steal the technology from them. I'm not saying.
I'm just imagining Blackbeard in a raid suit.
I mean, we had that. We had that. I think it was official art from Oda of the Yonko wearing raid suits. Um,
Hmm.
and I mean, Blackbeard was looking pretty snazzy in that raid suit. So I don't know.
I mean, Blackbeard would just be like, I don't know, man. I mean, does it stretch? Because he's just gonna be like, he's gonna be looking like a chub or whatever they call a chubby or whatever they call a chubby homosexual. Um,
He's
I
a
they
fat
call him
boy.
chub. I'm trying to remember. I might be thinking about a bear. Blackbeard's definitely a bear,
To me, he was. I mean, I can kind of see that.
or a bear is muscular. I might be
Well,
tripping.
bears are both muscular and
You
fat
know what I'm
because
talking about,
obvious.
bear, right? You know the derm for like a hairy
Yeah,
hairy
I
bear.
mean,
Uh,
comparing him to a bear makes sense because I mean he's got a pretty decent amount of hair on his chest.
no, I'm talking about bear. Bear is like a slang for like a hairy gay man.
Oh, I did not know that.
Okay, so there are fat bears. Okay. Uh,
They have to eat a lot of food and then hibernate, so it makes sense that bears would be pretty, big. Not just height wise. Um,
I'm just saying. I mean, who? What's his name? Is a bear. What's his
Kuma.
name? Who? No, not Kuma. Dude, I'm talking about the gay slang for bear. What's his name on the Revolutionary Army?
Oh, Ivankov.
No, he's like big. He's like fat. He's hairy.
Oh, is it Morley?
Yeah, he's a bear. Most
The giant that has this. What can he do? Use a devil fruit to dig into things?
yeah. I remember someone a long time ago was talking about what Blackbeard was a bear, but I don't think Blackbeard has any fanboys or fangirls.
Okay, because I thought you meant bear as in he's like a bear, and he's just so
No,
powerful and
no, it's a gay slang.
okay, okay. Well, I yeah,
I don't think
never heard of
Blackbeard
it.
has any. I don't think Blackbeard has any fans like that though.
Oh,
Or like
you
attracted to him like in that
you'd
way.
you'd be surprised.
I
Ooh,
doubt it, man. Who's sitting up there like, man, Blackbeard? He kind of, ooh, he
it'll
kind
be
of
like
sexy. Like
it'll be
who's
like
sitting up
Pop.
there like looking at
They'll be like
Blackbeard?
they'll be looking at him like Papa, please give me some big hugs.
Nah, Blackbeard has no fanboys or fangirls. I mean, you know what he might do because he was dripping that one time. He was dripping that one time when he had show up again. He had all that jewelry.
Yeah, yeah, he had those rings on his fingers, and he was
And he
looking
had
like
them girls. He had them girls who were like 1,000 times smaller than him.
yeah. When we saw him after the time skip, and he had that one chick sitting next to him, she looked like I don't know that blonde girl, the one that
They would get ripped apart, man. It's like,
and he had this random old guy sitting there too. Like what?
wait, what? You serious?
Yeah, when he's sitting in I don't know if he would call it his office or whatever, but he was sitting in a room and he had this this chick on one side with I'm guessing like a mug of beer, and on the other side there was an old guy with like a beard, and he was pretty
What the heck?
small. He kind of looked like Mr. Smee from Peter Pan, and he's sitting there with a thing of beer too. It's like, okay,
What
who's the
the?
girl, and what's the freaking old guy doing there for? Like,
Well, who knows? Who knows?
like,
Blackbeard, bisexual Blackbeard theory.
I mean, it's possible.
It's gonna be Cat's first video.
No, it's definitely not going to be that. If I was going to do a Blackbeard video, I'd probably do one about um, some ideas I've had for a while that I don't think people have actually talked about in the past. So,
But how do we even get here? What was doing the
well, you started off talking about the cover page and the two Vinsmoke brothers being trapped in that book, and then you said something about I wonder if they'll be broken out somehow or
Oh yeah, did we talk about Blackbeard? Yeah, that's right.
yeah.
And then
Uh,
yeah, because this just went left field. Uh,
yeah, yeah.
that was an interesting convo though. Hey
Well,
man, we'll
well,
just
I'm
be the
glad you.
first ones who theorize that bisexual Blackbeard. If it happens, we're the first ones
I
who
mean
call it.
that laugh of his, the Z ha ha ha, kind of sounds a little, oh, Luffy, say ho 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 ho, come here, my boy.
Oh god, I just think about that. Like, what if like Blackbeard has a secret crush on Luffy?
Like it's like you look back at when Blackbeard was beating the hell out of Ace, and that one time when he's got his neck in his hand, and you're just imagining Blackbeard being like, "It's such a firm neck too." Yeah, and he's like grabbing his shoulder with like creepy freaking hand, and it's like, ugh.
Oh god, no.
Then of course there's the joke of what actually happened under the cloak that he threw over Whitebeard. People are like,
Oh
I know how
god,
he got that
bro.
fruit.
Oh god, he'll be the next level evil if he did anything.
Yeah, I mean, it
Bro,
does make you wonder
Whitebeard
though.
has a.
Does make you wonder though, why did he cover up Whitebeard's corpse and himself when he was stealing the fruit? I mean,
I mean, that'll be next. That'll make him a next level douchebag
like maybe he
if
was
he kept
drinking
coming to
his
Whitebeard.
maybe it was something graphic, like he was drinking the blood out of one of Whitebeard's injuries, and that's how he gained the
I was
fruit.
just going to say something else. Hey, did you ever see my poster? My new
Uh, which
poster?
which post?
That one, the poster back there.
Oh, very nice,
Yeah, I got it for Christmas.
awesome.
Although, yeah, it goes to my other channel, Fresh 2000.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, how long has this fight been going?
Which the one between Big Mom and Kid and
No,
Law?
the other one with a ninja.
I'm gonna be
Right.
honest. I lost track because I've never had any interest in this fight.
I don't even know. Like, I don't even remember where this fight began.
The fight between Rizo and NL's father. That's
And
that's
Longhead, the
that's not
Longhead
my
tribe.
idea,
This
by the way.
guy's head, bro. This
I
guy's
got that
head.
from Sabo. Sabo calls him NL's dad because he can't remember his name and because he's got those stretched out ears.
What does he actually do that?
What is his name, by the way? I can't remember
I
what
don't know, but that would didn't. I mean, hey, you
it
called
is.
it here first. If he's NL's dad, you
You
called
just
it
you just
first.
went robotic there.
What?
Yeah, your voice sounds robotic now.
It sounds robotic now.
Yeah, it sounds like I'm hearing
Let me
three
check the
voices at
stream. Let me
once.
check the stream. I am a robot.
Yeah, you're channeling some inner demons right now.
Robot. Yeah, I sound fine on my end.
let's let's
Yeah, I
other
sound
people
fine on
saying.
my end.
Let's let's
Yeah, I
other
sound
people
fine on
saying.
my end. Oh, now we in a time loop. Yo, you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound good now.
I was sounding fine before. I was looking at the stream, man. I sounded fine before. But yeah, but this guy, look at the top of his head. Anybody remember that meme? But nah, like
Dude,
I don't know what happened with this
dude
fight. I
looks
don't
like
know
a
if it was
character who came
game.
out of The Simpsons.
Yeah, I mean, this guy has trouble getting to doors, but he probably is good with the ladies.
I mean, maybe actually, you know what he reminds me of? There was this one guy Jedi in Star Wars that had like a really tall head.
Right.
He looks like that one Jedi with the almost cone head.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it could be a birth defect, and we're just making fun of him about
Maybe
it.
he's got like three brains all stacked on top of each other.
Insane in the brain. Yeah, I don't know,
Um,
man.
yeah, apologies to anybody who's actually really feeling this fight, but I've never been interested in this fight, and it's nothing against Rizo
I don't even
necessarily.
know
It's
what's
just
happening.
yeah, it's
I don't care.
this fight this fight's placement is just so random. Like this should
This
have been
fight's been going on for this fight's been going on as if this was Goku versus Frieza. Like it's the ultimate fight. Like
yeah, right.
like it's the main character fight, bro. Like it's been going
Yeah,
on forever, man. This thing been going on long. I don't know. I don't know if it's been going longer
this
than that.
fight will continue even after Kaido and Big Mom have been defeated.
Bro, it's gonna be everyone's gonna be partying, and then we're gonna flash back to Raizu versus I think his name was Fuki or something. It had an F in his name,
Fujikuro, maybe.
something like that. Then it flashes back to this fight.
Yeah, right.
We're
And
gonna
then they just
lose
start.
Wano, and then they're gonna flash back to this fight. And then by the time Luffy finds the One Piece, they're gonna be like, all right, the fight is over.
Yeah, they're gonna be staring across from each other, saying, "Why are we still fighting? Everything's been over and done with for a while
No,
now."
well, even crazier, they're gonna leave it up to Zoro to find the One Piece, and by the time they find the One Piece, the fight will be over.
Yeah, right. Oh man.
I'm sorry,
Speaking of,
spreading it fast at this rate, countless. I gotta look back at the chapter. I'm looking back at the chapter a little bit. Yeah, obviously, Oda's pretty smart about making Chomper that small because they're gonna make toys of Chomper.
oh yeah,
Definitely. Like I was like when I seen Chomper being that tiny, I was like, yeah, they're definitely gonna make toys of that. Definitely. Chomper at this point in time is merchandise. He's a product. Uh, he's not much of a character.
I mean, I've always liked Chopper, but then again, it's because he's a cute little reindeer. So.
No, I love Chomper pre-Tomsky. Chomper was his own character.
Oh,
He had his
absolutely, yeah.
crazy backstory where it's like, and it's kind of weird too. Cause remember how everybody was like, "Get away, Chomper! Ah, he's scary," but everybody like cool with Chomper now. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah,
Um,
Chopper was. I'm not gonna say MVP pre-time skip, but he was
he was
he was
such a
pretty
great
great.
character.
He was pretty great,
And
and
then how his fruit was used, not for the sake of looking all cutesy. Like his
yeah,
kung fu point pre-time skip would actually look cool.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Pre-time skip would look cool instead of just this fluff ball. Like I like cuteness, but man, I want Chomper to be a badass. Like
and
I
and
want him
honestly,
to.
I feel like his transformations pre-time skip were more badass than they are here because what's it called? Strong arm, the one where he.
And I always like the idea of all his forms looking all cool
Yep.
and dramatic and stuff, right?
Oh yeah.
And then you have his normal form, which is like kawaii,
Yeah. And
instead of
he.
having it be his strong forms be kawaii. Him
Yeah.
himself being kawaii was what made it cool. Like like you underestimate him.
And Monster Point looked a hell of a lot better pre-time skip, and now
Yo,
he's got
all
that.
that swingling around and
Yeah.
Monster Point just being a monster was awesome.
Yeah, I really don't understand why he couldn't have just like remained looking like that and maybe have like a monstrous sounding voice like like the Beast or the Hulk or something.
Like Chomper's whole idea of freaking what I'm trying to say. Chomper's whole idea of being like I'm gonna become monster for Luffy is absolutely meaningless because of the fact that he's not really much of a monster.
Nope, he is not, and it's quite a shame because
Dang, it's
look
been
at
that long.
to quote the Godfather, Oda, look at how look at how they massacred my boy.
Yeah. What they done, my boy? Like,
They
yeah,
they 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 did my boy Chopper dirty.
we massacred my boy. It's crazy how that dramatic scene, actual really sad scene, became a meme. Like every time something is messed up.
Yeah, it is.
But also what became a meme, but more understandably is when he says what was his name? Poe, he says, and somehow Palpatine returned.
Who?
And somehow Palpatine returned
Papa
in Star
who?
Wars. Poe.
Oh, Palpatine.
Yeah. What did I said?
For some reason, I thought you said Palpatine. I'm like, who's Palpatine?
That's his name, Palpatine.
That's just my hearing. That's not the way you said it. By the way, I just wasn't
Ain't
paying
that his
attention.
name, Palpatine?
It is Palpatine. Yeah,
Palpatine. Papa.
was not. Well,
Papa.
I
Oh,
was not trying to make fun
Papa.
of you. By the way.
Yo, Papa.
Oh hell yeah.
Father. They was foreshadowing since the beginning.
Yeah right.
Palpatine.
Yep.
Wow.
Um.
So it wasn't bullshit. It didn't come out of nowhere. It was set up this whole time.
And God only knows when we'll see emu teen.
I am
Emperor.
your mother, Luffy.
Yeah right. No.
Impossible. Use your future sight. You know it to be
Oh
true.
my god.
Use your observation huggy. You know it to be true.
Okay, that would make Emu even more evil because Emu is gonna be like, "I'm sorry, son, but I had to kill you." Like,
And is the mom. Yeah.
but
Like
um,
mom, Luffy's mom is not dick at all, then, cause she's skinny.
oh yeah,
She's skin and
uh,
bones. Like Emma was skin and bones.
but
But
yeah.
I'm
So
talking about Luffy's mom being dick. But anyways, but yeah, man. Can we talk about how Zoro is once again a capper?
uh, maybe Well, I mean,
Zoro once again with his cap.
he beat King though.
Zoro said, "I was the king of hell." He said that even the Grim Reaper can't kill me. And once the Grim Reaper pulled
Oh,
up,
yeah.
then once the Grim Reaper pulled up, no, get away from me.
I made the suggestion that maybe the Grim Reaper is connected to Brook somehow. Like it's related to his devil fruit.
Oh, let me see if I can pull up that meme because it's funny that you talk about
But
Brook.
isn't it even more crazy that Oda actually put what appears to be a real Grim Reaper in this, as though he was looking at that meme and said, "Yeah, I'm definitely going to use that."
Oh, you saw the meme?
Yeah, I saw the meme,
Yeah, I posted a bunch of them.
and as soon as I saw that Grim Reaper there, I'm like, "Oh, damn,
Right.
he went there, didn't he? He actually
And it's
was
funny.
was Oda
I'm
just
just saying. It's funny because Zoro was talking all that mess.
well? Do we think this is an actual Grim Reaper, or is it just like not a metaphor? Is it just like
His hallucinations.
a
I don't think
hallucination?
I don't think it's a real Grim Reaper. I'm just kind of joking because
Oh,
Zoro was like,
if only you let me see her panty that day. Could
those are
you?
words.
I could totally imagine in the next chapter it being revealed that it's just Brook dressed
Right,
up like the Grim Reaper, and he goes, "Psych."
right,
Did you just imagine the look on Zoro's face?
yeah,
Um, honestly, though, it might be a hallucination that has to do with the drug that he was given to like heal his wounds and allow him to fight. Um,
true, true.
because doesn't Chopper even say something about being worried as to how the medication will affect Zoro?
Yeah, or maybe
Maybe,
Zoro has to fight within himself to be able to get back up.
yeah. So maybe it's not
Like
just
he has a
physical
Bankai.
pain. Maybe it's not just physical pain, but maybe it's like psychological too. So that's maybe that's the reason why he's seeing that Grim Reaper is because of the medication like affecting him that much.
Yeah, I mean that's very possible.
Um,
Izu was very cool this chapter.
oh yeah, like see, and I was kind of almost shaking my head in disbelief when the member of CP0 says basically, "Oh well, we know you're here, and we know that you're, a member of the Whitebeard Pirates, but we're not going to do anything about you because we're more interested in the Straw Hats." I'm just thinking to myself, you got one of the commanders here, and he's by himself, and like, really, dude? I mean, yeah, the Straw Hats are strong, but I mean, for a CP0 agent to just be like, "Nah, you're cool, man. We'll come after you after we're done capturing the Straw Hats." That just kind of made me roll my eyes a bit.
Right.
It's like, yeah, we're CP0. You're nothing to us. We're just gonna hightail it out of here.
I gotta say, what was almost as funny as Zoro begging the Grim Reaper not to hurt him after talking all that mess about him. I mean, I guess Zoro. I mean, did Zoro technically talk mess about him? Kind of, I guess. I mean, just
I
like
guess
Zoro
so.
said, "I will never lose again." Proceeds to lose. You know.
So what,
Uh,
we're gonna count Zoro losing to a hallucination as a loss now?
no, no, that's not the point. The point is Zoro said, "I'm the king of hell," and he also said a long time ago, "Not even the Grim Reaper can stop me."
True, true. I get what you
And
mean.
now the Grim Reaper pulled up and like, oh, so you was talking all that shit.
Yeah, right.
Then he's like, no, please get away from me. I just found it kind of funny. No,
That is funny, and I feel like maybe that's what Oda was trying to go for, is to basically make a gag where, oh, Zoro thinks he's all tough and the Lord of Darkness here, and here comes the Grim Reaper, and Zoro is just like, not quivering in a corner, but he's like, no, please don't take me, Mr. Grim Reaper, please.
Because it's just like he really just pulled up on Zoro. Like Grim Reaper got offended. Like he
Yeah, right.
left that boy.
Grim Reaper's like, what do you got against me?
Like I'm just remembering that. That panel when Kato said, "What kind of king you say you're gonna be?"
Yeah. Grim Reaper says, "What kind of swordsman? What kind of king did you say you were gonna be?"
Yeah, because Zoro said he's the king of hell. You'll become the king of hell.
It's like not only are you not only, it reminds me of that meme where it says that Zoro is a racist. Well, I guess he's speciest now too because the Grim Reaper.
Oh yeah, it's time to go. Was I a good swordsman? No, I'm told you a racist. But somebody was talking about, man, even death itself is tired of Zoro's durability because it's
I
like
know.
you should have died 10 times over. Like,
Zoro at this point might as well be like the One Punch Man of swordsmen.
right. That the Grim Reaper like, hey, man, I gotta do this myself.
Yeah, right.
But I mean, it probably. I kind of hope it isn't just Brook, but it probably is.
I mean, yeah, because otherwise, if it's actually the Grim Reaper, okay, then One Piece just got even more bizarre.
It's probably
Like,
just someone's Del fruit. I hope not though. Oh,
I
you seen this one? You seen this one with Sanji?
That's amazing. I've not seen that before. Goodbye, Moss Head.
That was the one. That was one of the ones I told you I posted. It was like I posted.
Oh God, you're never gonna disrespect my cooking again, you stupid Moss Head.
I think the funniest one is probably the Brook one though, because it's just like Brook is getting revenge. He's like, you should let me see the pennies that day.
A second-rate swordsman, am I?
Right. Let me see. What was another one that you might not have seen? Oh yeah, cause you know the whole thing where it says on death's doorstep.
Oh God, Death's doorstep.
Look,
Isn't it the Grim Reaper looking like he's gonna throw Kuina down the stairs?
no. That's a saying like when someone's on death's door.
Okay, because I'm just imagining the Grim Reaper standing on top of a flight of stairs and saying, "I'll do it again. I'll do it again."
Yeah, you see Zoro. You see the meme?
Yeah, I see it right now.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have
Mhm.
to do a Kuina and maybe suggest that Zoro now has a fear of steps.
I'm trying to dissect this. I'm guessing that because what did you see the one where it's like where it said let's go and then the Grim Reaper has question marks over his head?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yo, you gotta scroll up.
If
It's
it's
in the
on,
One
if it's
Piece.
in the Discord, I'll have to look afterwards.
All right, let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah. Dude, how you gonna say you looked at all of them?
I haven't because I usually wait for people to post these memes because I'm kind of out of
I
the loop.
already did post them though.
I'll give them a look.
But we talked about this before. I don't know what it is. We gotta talk about this backstory. We gotta talk about this backstory. What's up with you and what you got again scrolling up?
Nothing. It's just It's just I'm in the stream yards right now.
No, and that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about in general, right? Like if I post something or someone posted something, you'd be like, "Where was it?" And it's like, dude, just scroll up one time. It'd be like
Yeah,
right above
I
it.
admittedly I'm ashamed to admit this, but that's usually because I'm lazy.
I'm like, does he not see the right above it? Like, if someone like you'll see the now, but you don't see the past. I don't know. That sounds kind of deep, but
I see the future, but I can't see the past.
what you had? What would even past sight do?
Uh, I mean, I believe that's what Rayleigh did when he was he was standing there in the auction hall and looking around and stroking his beard and basically saying, I see now. I understand what happened here. Because he was looking all around, like he was actually watching things happen. Like
Yeah,
I don't think that was just him being Sherlock Holmes and saying, this means this and this means this.
that's a good point. So, do you think Rayleigh would get to see Luffy become Pirate King?
I'm hoping. I mean, I think I'm hoping what'll happen is somehow he'll meet up with the Straw Hats again, and he'll sail with them to the final island where the One Piece is, to Laugh Tale, and he'll actually accompany them, you know, to where it's kept at.
I would hope so, because I would hate like like he's like in a final fight or something, and then he's like already old too, and he's just like, no, I gotta survive so I can see Luffy become Pirate King, and then he doesn't get to.
Yeah, I had it in my head that maybe Blackbeard could potentially go after him to learn more about the One Piece, but
Cause it wouldn't be from old age. It would just be from a fight.
yeah,
Older wouldn't do that. That'd be bull.
yeah, if Rayleigh's gonna die, it's gonna be in a fight. Uh,
Yeah, he's. I mean, like I'm saying, he doesn't get to see Luffy. It'd be from a fight. It wouldn't be like really just from old age or something.
I think that would be terrible if he didn't get to, if Oda was to have him fight someone and die and not be able to see Luffy become Pirate King. That to me would be pretty garbage.
Oh yeah, he wins the fight and he just randomly dies from old age.
Yeah, like his wounds are too much for him. That would just be awful.
Oh, that's what you thinking about. You thinking about like I was thinking more of like because Oda won't do this because One Piece is not real life really. So characters aren't really likely to go away from age. They're more
Yeah,
likely to go away because they have a cool fight. you know
or they lose the will to live.
when does that happen?
I don't think it's ever happened, but I could see it happening.
What? I mean, I can't see that happening in One Piece. Oh, you saying like? I mean, even someone gives an inspirational speech though, and they're just
Well, I mean,
completely thrown
Whitebeard
out of it.
technically did that. Like Whitebeard stayed alive long enough to have one final speech, and then he was just like, ugh.
Whitebeard was old and sick, too.
And the dude died standing up.
Right.
Uh,
It's not possible, but it's epic.
it'd be funny if Kaido died, but he died flying in the air. Like he never fell down to the ground; he just stayed floating in the air.
How would that even work?
I have no idea.
I mean, like I just thought about Kaido. Kaido is like okay. So do you see the meme on the screen?
Uh, yeah, I've seen that before. Oh yeah, I've seen that before.
Okay. Yeah, but yeah, I seen it before too, but it's more relevant to this chapter.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's why I said I was surprised to see the Grim Reaper in this chapter, because I remembered seeing that meme a long while ago, and when I saw that page in the chapter, I was thinking, did Oda see that meme too and reference it in this chapter?
I think Zoro getting lost is probably one of the funniest gags out there
Oh, absolutely.
because it could be used for anything. Like you can make Zoro get lost in like other animes.
Yeah, right.
I've seen that before. Like Zoro got lost in like DBZ or something. Like, and then it was something about like imagine if imagine how long One Piece would be if the One Piece was and the if Zoro was the only one who could find it.
Oh God,
Like
you know what they'd have to do? They'd have to tell somebody who knows where Mihawk is for the final fight would have to tell Zoro how to reach him, and because he gets lost, instead of heading towards Mihawk, he ends up heading towards Laugh Tale instead.
yeah. Oh, okay. I remember how it was actually. It was Roger and his last words. It was like, "I left One Piece I left One Piece in one place, and only Zoro. It was something that Zoro could find. Only Zoro could find it. And then you just have the characters looking like what? You know, they have
Mhm.
their shocked expressions.
You can see,
But can you imagine that though in an alternate universe, like he had trusted to like a kid Zoro or something?
what would be even worse would be if you did a version of that meme where Roger instead says, "And the only one who knows where it is Ace." And everyone's like, "But he's not alive anymore."
Dang. Ace got fisted, bro. For real.
Oh yeah, that ugh, God. And actually, there's a part in this chapter that kind of gives me flashbacks to that, but I don't think we're there yet.
Let me see. Well I didn't say it, but what I found it just almost as funny as the whole Zoro Grim Reaper thing was like kid and laws like commanders like begging for him. Like they're like, dang, they got father. I was like, dang, they got father eyes off screen. And they commanders like, please spare them. Like, I was like, dang. But they was fine.
As much as I hate to see those two, I mean, they're not beaten yet, but as much as I hate to see those two lying on the ground, beaten up like that, I'm also, I don't want to say pleased to see it, but I'm glad to see Big Mom get recognition again because it looked like as soon as they used their awakenings that was going to be it for her. So I'm glad to
Man.
see that's not the case.
We're finally getting to around the second title because one of the titles of this stream was Brook versus Zoro. But a second part of this title was is Kid Lame.
I don't think he's lame. I think Law's kind of lame
Law is lame. What?
because I don't know.
Because you could remember earlier what we posted. I posted in general about Luffy and Kid's fruit.
Wait, that was you?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I got you. If
No,
that's what
I ain't
you're,
posted a tweet. I'm talking about I posted the Twitter link.
gotcha, I got you. Well, I don't. For the record, I don't actually think Law is lame. I just think his awakening is kind of lame. Um, kids,
Kid overall, his okay. So basically, his fighting nature is pretty lame.
yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely. Because
Like his ability to control. Well, what is it exactly?
like all he really
Metal,
does is
right?
just, yeah, all he really does is just attract metal to himself,
And then
and
he creates
then
like some, and he does some wrestling moves.
yeah, like there's so much more you can do with magnetism, but Kid doesn't have any of that.
But he doesn't have to be full on Magneto. But my
No, of
God,
course he doesn't
like
need to
he
be.
needs
I'm
to.
not. I don't think anybody was expecting Kid to be like, "Oh, there's a lot of metal inside of your blood. Let me use it to cut you up from the inside." Nobody was expecting that. But
He needs to be more creative. Like Oda could have been way more creative with Kid's ability. Like
like,
Kid's
couldn't
ability is kind of a waste.
couldn't Kid at least, you know, take the metal and completely reshape it? Like does it just have to be like levitating the metal and just connecting it? Why can't
That's
he?
literally like all his attacks look the same.
Yeah, they really do. Basically just I'm gonna make a giant metal arm or I'm gonna make a metal suit and I'm just gonna like punch you.
Right.
Like you mean to tell me that Kid couldn't take a bunch of metal, make bullets out of it, and like send them flying?
But it is. I mean, that tweet spoke to me because it's like, yeah, Oda showed because it's basically like, yeah, Oda showed me how a lame ability like rubber can be cool, and Kid taught me how lame turn a cool ability like magnetism. What? I'm tripping. What the fuck? Let me read it again. Law and Kid really are the opposites, bro.
Oh,
Luffy
they
taught
definitely are.
me.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
mean,
I'm reading the tweet. I'm reading the tweet. Luffy and Kid really are the opposites, bro. Luffy taught me how freaking cool a lame ability like rubber can be. Kid taught me how freaking lame you can turn cool ability like magnetism into.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is because Kid's just not creative. I mean, it's a shame, but
Is that an excuse though?
no, it's definitely not an excuse. I mean,
I'm just asking. I'm just asking. I mean, it's your opinion. Because to me, I mean, like I don't hate Kid or anything. I don't think he's like a terrible character. To me, Kid's just he's kind of one of them whatever type characters.
my problem with Kid is Kid had such a great introduction when we first saw him. He's just been wasted potential. He has
Right.
there's so much that could be done with his character. I mean, because look at Law, right?
And that seems to be the general consensus of Twitter too. Like the
Yeah,
general consensus seem to be like kind of like a right now like it kind of been this thing going on since like yesterday where people been talking about where they're like Kid is kind of just like wasted potential like and someone was kind of arguing against it like the Kid he finally gets Big Mom, he's like injuring her and stuff, how can y'all be dissing him?
which really doesn't make any sense. But
Law, I mean, what is going on? I'm confused. What is Law's ability, and how is Big Mom alive, bro?
like,
She's literally
so
getting stabbed through like her
I've been
brain and
really
stuff.
confused with his Devil Fruit ever since we saw his awakening because
Who Kid in Laws?
more so Laws. I don't understand how Kid's awakening can hurt her when we've seen Big Mom.
It just seemed to be a giant like
Yeah,
metal thing, bro. Like
and
he's really not doing anything differently. I swear he's not doing anything differently.
and the thing that's so confusing to me is, I mean, keep in mind we've seen Big Mom get hit point blank by a missile, and it didn't do anything to her. So how is whacking her with a bunch of steel beams,
Yeah,
you
freaking
know,
Chopper and
gonna damage
Usopp,
her? That doesn't make any sense to me.
freaking Chopper and Usopp were going against her in the tank. But yeah, I mean,
Like, it's so inconsistent. I mean, if I know people are probably tired of hearing the whole hockey thing, but if Kid was using hockey on the metal that was hitting her during his awakening, then I
that
could
still be
see,
bad.
like, I could see her getting hurt from that. But I mean, this is the same Big Mom who basically like blocked
If
Gear 4.
anybody in this entire world can explain me,
Oh wow, robot voice again.
if anybody in this entire world can explain to me,
Yeah, you've become a robot again.
let me see. If anybody in this entire world can explain to me,
I can't.
yeah, there's just something wrong with your stream, man. I just something wrong with your side, cat.
Dude, I can't hear you at all.
There's just something wrong with you.
I
It's fine. It's fine to me.
Yeah, dude, I can't hear you at all.
There's just something wrong with you. It's fine. It's fine to me.
Yeah, jeez. Must be a bad connection or something.
Yeah, something wrong with Calcuri.
Can you not hear me?
I hear you. But anyway, what was I
Oh
saying?
damn, yeah. If it's on my side, it's
Yeah. What was I saying? If anybody in the world can explain to me what is going on with Kid, please do. What is he doing differently? What is so unique? What is so cool about his abilities? Like Kid's ability, it does work for him, right? Because Kid isn't this super genius or anything. He's just like just this this rough house, this boss of all type of guy. I agree with that.
yeah.
So while I agree with that, Oda might have dropped the ball with his ability because magnetism, the ability to control magnetism, is too extraordinarily and too extreme of ability to just be throwing punches and wrestling moves.
Yeah. I mean,
Like Kid should have been like he should have had like a rock fruit or something. Like it doesn't sound as cool.
I think a
But he
rock
probably
fruit
he
sounds,
probably should have got like Pika's fruit or something, something similar to Pika's fruit or something.
or maybe like a Logia version where he turns into rock. Because
Right.
because think of the potential for a rock Logia fruit. Like
Like if he's just gonna be a pure powerhouse,
it's almost like why give him a fruit in the first place?
even with metal, even with metal, even if he's not going, because he's not a scientist, so he's not going to know how the whole iron in the blood and all that. Even if he's not going to, how to describe it? Even with just being a powerhouse when it comes to metal, there's still much more interesting things that he can do.
Yeah, I
Like imagine if Kid had like magma clones, right? And he had set them around the field, and they like attract people to him or something like that.
what's interesting. I don't know if you remember this,
I just
but
thought something better. I just thought something better. Okay, Kid creates these like magnet or metal clones, and they can fight people, and they're just like all around the field, and like you can't really go nowhere because anywhere you go, he can steal your weapons. Like the clone could attract your weapon from you.
well, I don't know if you remember. That's a good, cool idea, by the way. Pre-time skip when he, Law, and Luffy were fighting those Marines. Do you remember how he used his power to take their guns and use their own guns to shoot at them using magnetism? How come we don't see him do stuff like that?
I don't know why. We just see him throw punches.
Yeah,
We,
it's
we just switch back to him, and he's just like throwing a metal punch thingy or
yeah.
whatever.
I mean,
And then it was funny because JD Legend was talking about imagine Kid in the safari, you know, like he just gets beat up by a cheetah. He just gets mauled by a cheetah because he has no iron.
yeah. I
Like, can you imagine too? Like, if Kid, um, oh, I just thought something even cool. Something also cool Kid can do. Imagine, right? Like someone's holding onto a blade, and then and then like how you can pull the blade. Not only that, but he can wrap the metal around someone's hand, so it's like they can't let go of the blade as he pulls you towards him.
yeah, or
Then he
even
punches you, boom, punches you in the face, like
or
kind of like
even
how kind of like what Blackbeard was doing.
yeah, and in Awakening, for example, why couldn't he use it on somebody's weapon and make it so that maybe the weapon gets attracted to like a wall or something and they like can't move it, like it gets stuck in the ground because of the magnetism.
Yeah, but do you get my point about how the metal? Yeah, that's interesting. That's
Oh yeah,
interesting, bro.
you're
But do
you're
you get
talking
my
you're
point about
talking
how the
about
metal would like wrap around them?
yeah, you're basically talking about what I was suggesting, which is shaping the metal using magnetism.
Yeah, yeah, JD Wolf. Yeah, he can use the iron and blood, but our point is we're trying to make up ways to that could still fit in Kid's character, the way he doesn't have to be too scientific or
Well,
control
it would also
electromagnetism.
make him feel like a Magneto ripoff if you did that. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. I mean, I was even thinking, why couldn't he potentially use his ability to fly, like use a
Hmm.
magnetic field to allow himself to fly?
I think you do have to be kind of scientific for that, though.
Not necessarily. If he manipulated his metal arm, and that allowed him to fly.
What you mean? Like he's floating on top of metal?
Yeah, like basically when he's in
Because
one of
Kid would
his.
have to understand. Kid would have to understand that stuff, and we're
I mean,
trying
I
out
mean, I
ways
don't think
to
he's
show
an
Kid's
idiot.
character.
I don't think he's necessarily an idiot. I mean, considering he has to create all of those things using metal, that's got to require. Luffy certainly couldn't do that.
Yes, he could.
I don't think Luffy has the know-how or creativity to build things out of metal.
He had the creativity to create the gears.
True, but that's just because Luffy's very
Dude,
um
do you know what low key his gears kind of are scientific?
they
Like
they
pumping
they
blood
are.
in his
That's
veins.
true.
Like Luffy's actually very smart. Like I don't know why. It's so funny in Shonen where these characters are actually extraordinarily smart, but they always portray the stupid. You
I mean,
actually have to be.
even Red Hawk is a very creative move.
I mean, that's creative. I'm talking about this is how smart you have to be I can't. Can you imagine Luffy? Luffy just really went through the thought process and was like, if I pump more blood in my veins, I'll be able to move faster. Like what? Like Luffy did this? Like
Yeah,
Luffy
right.
is actually very smart. Like
Yeah,
if Luffy had
even
kids fruit, he would be a monster.
even Gear. I mean, heck, if we're gonna talk about that, imagine how ridiculous he might have been if he had Law's fruit, just because of
Yeah,
his sheer creativity. I mean,
right. I
like,
can just imagine Luffy just teleporting around the rooms and just
yeah,
punching his
right.
opponent. Like,
He basically becomes the Flash. He keeps warping around you and
oh,
punching you.
I could see what Luffy would do. Like Luffy be just drawing rocks around the field, and then he'll teleport the rocks around, and then grab the rocks and draw them as an opponent. He'll do all types of stuff like that. Like Luffy would be crazy with that fruit.
Yeah, I honestly don't think Luffy is stupid. I just think he's naive. He's not unintelligent. He's just naive and lacking in experience.
Yeah, even though Oda tries to make him stupid, but
I
you can't
mean,
you can't make me believe someone who died that did to pump blood in his veins to make himself stronger is stupid.
yeah, same thing with Gear 4. Because I mean, everything he can do in Gear 4 is what he had to think all of that stuff up.
Yeah, it's actually pretty crazy.
So yeah, I hear you on that one. And creativity is obviously a part of intelligence, a type of intelligence.
Yeah, but creativity doesn't have to be like I don't think you get okay. So creativity, okay, so creativity is like his Gatling. That's creative, you know. Uh, the gears are stripped intelligence to where you would logically need to know some level of science to where Luffy
Mhm.
probably read a book because he hated losing so badly that Luffy probably read a book about rubber.
Could you imagine that if his being fed up with not being strong enough made him educate himself and become intelligent?
That's probably what he had to have educated himself because it just so
That may,
like his gears are very scientific. Like I was
that
like,
is
what?
true.
Like Luffy came up with this to pump blood in his veins to make himself move faster and to all this stuff. I guess you Loki don't have to be scientific for that. I
Well,
mean,
well,
you have to be
even just
scientific for the gear second, but the gear there you don't. You Loki don't have to be scientific for the gear there because Luffy could have just died of. Because Luffy could have his mind could just been like, well, you pump air in a balloon and it gets bigger. Like
well,
Luffy could
not
have
just his
died that.
not even just his gears though, but even his more basic moves, like the one
Nah,
where he stretches his arm backwards and then he uses
a net.
um no, he has a move where he twists his arm. I think it's called rifle, and it's
Oh,
almost
that's
like a
not
drill.
that you don't have to be super smart for that. I mean,
No,
it's
but
creative, but what I mean is that for the gear second, you would logically have to have a basic sense of science for that.
yeah, I can see that.
Why would Luffy's thought process be to pump my blood veins, pluck my blood, pluck my
Yeah,
whatever to make me faster?
because exactly, because at least with Gear 3, you could argue, well, that's basically applying the same concepts behind Gum Gum Balloon, but putting it into his fist instead.
And Luffy probably just saw a balloon getting blown up, and he was
Yeah,
like, "I wonder if I could do the same." Now that
yeah,
sounds like something Luffy would do. The Gear Second is like that was some Luffy read a book. Luffy read a book, you know.
yeah.
And
Um,
Jay will say, "I don't think you have to be scientific to do that." I mean, don't you understand everything about the devil fruit once you eat it or something? No.
no, you just know the name and the basic abilities.
Yeah. Luffy's very smart. He and Zoro didn't understand what Blackbeard was. Wait, what you mean? What Blackbeard was? Um, yeah, you only know the basics. Like you only know what you have, but you don't know how to use it.
Yeah. So, for example, if you ate the what's it called? The Suna Suna no Mi, I think is the Japanese name for crocodile's fruit. All you would learn is the name and that it's the power to I guess, become a control sand. We don't even know if you'd learn that it was a Logia fruit. Maybe you would. Um,
Maybe you would, maybe you wouldn't.
I mean, it could just be something like, oh, I ate this devil fruit, and I know that I can do stuff with sand, but I don't know specifically what I can do with sand. Like,
Right. There's so many creative things. I'm trying to remember what did the kid do. I'm trying to remember because I know he did something differently, right? I might have to look it up. But I
um,
can't really remember what he did with his abilities.
I mean, as far as what? As far as being creative goes,
Okay,
because
okay, he bestowed magnetic properties onto Danes other than his body. That's what his awakening does.
and that is creative, but I mean, if that's his awakening, like, would we just assume that eventually your fruit will tell you that when you're about to awaken, or
By his own admission, he has not fully mastered his awakened powers, and it takes a serious toll on his stamina.
which doesn't make any sense because his regular magnetism doesn't do that. That was never mentioned. Like, and what is this obsession with every awakening drains stamina now? That's so friggin' overdone. Like,
It doesn't. I mean, they claim it drains stamina, but the characters don't seem to be that.
do they
It
need to have that kind of
it doesn't
effect?
even seem to be that much of a drawback. 'Cause my point is they claim that it drains stamina, but we don't never see the effects of it to that extent.
And I kind of call
But they
nonsense
seem to
on
have
that.
been fighting hours. Like it reminds me of Kakashi saying, my eye, I'm finna go blind," and all that doing the
Well, I
war.
mean, with Kakashi, it was just that he had a lot of freaking chakra, and it
No,
took
he
a long
didn't. He
time.
just kept saying, I'm finna run out of chakra," and he just kept using it over and over. Kakashi
Mm,
was saying not to have that much
but
chakra
Kakashi
too.
wasn't fighting for hours, not until the
Kakashi was
very end.
stated that he was gonna go blind. He was stated that he was losing stamina, and Kakashi was stating not to have that much chakra.
I mean, yeah, but that's also Kishimoto, and he pulled things out of his rear end more so than
That's exactly what I'm
Oda.
saying. That's what
Like,
exactly that whole stamina thing is always BS in fiction.
yeah, I mean, look at Law, right? Like, if what he said is really true, why is he still able to fight? Like, didn't
Right.
he say I can't use my awakening for too long because it'll kill me? And here he is still using it.
Oh, Jay Will said he made the box to trap Zeus.
I forgot about that. Did he really make a box?
Yeah, I guess I'm just might be forgetting some stuff.
I think it's because
It makes heavy. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say I think it's because when a character uses an ability in only a certain way, you kind of forget about the other ways in which it's used because they don't do it more often.
And Jay Will said Orlaw helped. I get what you're saying. Just like the whole he made them shoot each other. I forgot about that.
No, he didn't. What he did was he took the Marines' rifles using, I think he called it attract, and then he said repel, and the guns literally opened fire, levitate while floating in the air on the Marines. We've
yeah,
not
let
we've not
me
we've not seen him do anything like that. We've not seen him in Wano. He hasn't taken swords out of people's sheaths and like sent them flying at them. Um,
yeah.
but, I mean, he
Yeah, I'm
hasn't
looking
even
at his ability. I'm looking at his abilities and like, yeah, pretty much all his abilities are like
punches.
smashing attacks. Like he
Yeah,
forms a metal and then uses wrestling moves.
I feel like Oda tried to make him too similar to Luffy, and
Like Punt Rotten was like really like it's just really
yeah, and wasn't there like
remember the
wasn't
Punt Rotten? It was just like basically like just a bunch of metal
yeah.
together and it had a design.
Um, and one final thing I want to touch on with the whole stamina thing. If awakening drains a lot of stamina, then why the heck was Katakuri able to use it for such a long period of time and not
I don't
tire out?
know. I guess some people stamina. I guess some people awakenings work differently. I guess.
Like, because Law busted it out almost not immediately, but he busted his awakening out pretty early on, and he used it for almost the entirety of the fight afterwards. It's like, yeah, if that drains stamina, then I guess Katakuri must have a ridiculous amount of it because let's not forget, if the admirals are awakened, that would mean that they've been using their awakenings for probably an entire day.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you're right. I guess the thing is though, it's just I think his abilities are just boring.
yeah,
The way
I
he's using them, it's just boring.
I hate to say it, but in all honesty, you look at Law's fruit, and it's just so extraordinary. I mean,
Right.
it's so versatile. Of course, that's also because Law is very intelligent and very creative, and obviously a genius doctor. But
Oh, we forgot one point in Yamato. Yamato, she's doing some stuff. Uh,
yeah, I'm hoping this isn't going to lead to her demise because that would suck.
I mean, she can't really join the crew.
But I'm not talking about joining the crew. I'm talking about, like, if Oda's gonna kill someone off and spare so many characters just to kill her off, that's kind of dirty.
Hmm, I guess.
Like, you're gonna I don't know. We don't need an Ace 2.0 in
Yeah.
terms of, oh, here's this character all the fans like, I'm gonna kill this character off. Like, no.
So what's happened? I mean, I get it was a fake out, but like, what was going on with Kid and Law? Were they just playing dead, or were they actually knocked out for a while and they got back up?
I don't know because it looked like they were bleeding a little bit. So
No, I'm talking about. It ain't about bleeding. You see their eyes white out. When you see their eyes white out, that usually means the character's knocked out and they don't move. Like I did. They were actually knocked out for a while and they got back up somehow.
as possible. But if they were knocked out, does that mean that Big Mom just waited for them to regain consciousness? Like, I mean,
She was talking. She was making fun of them, and they eventually gained consciousness. Because you look at their eyes, they're wired out. Like they're just laying on the ground, just mouths open. Like they were knocked out for a sec. I mean, that can happen in a fight though. Like someone get knocked out and they wake back up.
yeah.
Not too long.
Um, oh, something that I did think was very interesting, and I don't remember who. Maybe I think it might have been. I don't think it was Chopper. It was somebody in the vicinity said something about how was Law's sword able to ex- extend because it grew in length.
It didn't. He just used runes.
Yeah, but is that like an aspect of his awakening that he can change the length of his sword?
I don't think so. I think he's just using runes somehow. Like
So you think when he's awakened he can use room and kroom?
what's Kroom again?
Kroom is the one that gets applied to the sword itself.
What does it do?
It basically he infuses it into his sword, and when he slashes you or stabs you, he basically injects a room inside of your body.
Mm. I think that's kind of what he's doing.
Which, I mean,
What I basically mean is the sword isn't actually that long to that extent, but it's probably something to where he's teleporting pieces of the sword.
okay, because I thought maybe he used his power to somehow make the sword longer.
I mean, maybe he did, but I'm thinking of that he's teleporting the sword in a way.
Oh, so almost like making a portal. Like he's using the room to make the blade
Go
appear
farther
somewhere
through
else.
the portals, yeah.
That would be interesting.
That's what
That'd
I
be,
thought he was doing this whole time. To be honest with you, I didn't think he was making the sword longer, but we don't really
yeah,
know because these abilities are kind of confusing. And
yeah.
so,
Um,
okay, so how what's the best way to put it? Okay, so think about this, right? Man, my lips are chapped. Yeah. Think about this, right? Okay, just a top, and it has to get over here. This is Big Mom over here. Okay. So the top right here, Big Mama's over here. So I'm thinking that he's like teleporting, the top, these edges of the top like this.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Like he's teleporting it. So it's
Yeah,
not actually that long. I'm thinking that he's like teleporting it, like to where it looks like that.
I'm trying to think. There, I've seen
And
an ability.
I'm not saying okay. So you can still hold on to it, but the
Yeah.
edges, the parts of it are being teleported. It's
So
kind of hard to
maybe
explain, but I know exactly what I'm saying.
no, I think I know exactly what you're trying to say. Is that maybe in a way he kind of uses his room as like a wormhole for the sword, so that he can make the sword go through the room and then come out through like another room, and it makes it seem like it's longer.
Right, there we go,
All right. Yeah.
yo, hey, virtual fist bump, bro. Thank you, because I didn't know how the way to start it. That's basically what I'm saying. Like
That would be
that's what I thought he was
amazing.
doing the whole time. Like
Dude, think of what he could do with that. He could basically like do a thrust with his sword, and like using two rooms, he can cut you from a significant distance and just like hit you with that.
it's almost like a fishing rod.
Yeah.
Like if I had a knife and I just was like doing a stabbing motion, then I kept making portals until it hit you, but I still was holding on to the knife. That's actually a better way to describe it.
I'm I'm also assuming that Kid and Long have not mastered their awakenings yet, so there's probably a lot more they'll be able to do in the future with it.
Oh, I mean, like Law has his abilities are so crazy. He doesn't even really need an awakening. His
That's true.
awakening doesn't. His awakening. Like we said this before, like when it first appeared. His awakening doesn't seem like to be something that he couldn't have already done. Like
Yeah.
if Ola just randomly had said he did this while saying awakening, we would have believed it.
It is very odd because you know even though what he did with it wasn't that impressive, the idea that Kid's awakening could be he can grant his magnetic properties to somebody else, that to me was kind of impressive.
Did
It's
I
just
say kid? Did I say kid? I meant to say Law.
no, I know you said Law. I was just explaining how conceptually speaking, I think Kid's awakening is very impressive. It's just the way it's being used isn't that impressive. Um, Law's, on the other hand,
Law's ability is something that he could have easily done already, and I would have believed it.
I think my problem with it is it feels way too coincidental. Like they're up against an opponent who's said to have a body like an iron balloon, and Law just so happens to have an awakening that's all about doing internal damage to you. Like how coincidental? Like
I mean,
how
I don't think it's too
convenient?
coincidental. I mean, he could take out people's hearts.
Yeah, but like his awakening is all about putting a room into you and then attacking you internally with it. Like
I don't really have a problem with it, but my thing is, like I said, I think it's just something to where Kid already has so many, not Kid, but Law already has so many abilities, right? That it would have been believable if he would have done this while saying his awakening.
I agree. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Like it's not something that's
It feels
something
like
that I couldn't
something.
imagine him already doing.
I agree. It feels like something that shouldn't be considered an awakening. Just be like something he can do regularly with his fruit.
Okay, so I went on the One Piece wiki, and I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so you can view it too. And shout out J Wolf, man. J Wolf is really a goat, man. Like I don't know if he's shy or not, but I think one day, man, if you want to come along in the stream, bro, you get a spot, bro. You should get in a stream one day because this man be supporting everybody. Like you'll see him around. He be supporting a bunch of people in the comments.
We could even include him in a discussion.
Right. I mean, I tried to get him here in one time. Yeah, he be everywhere. Like in other people's stream in the comments and stuff. He a dope. So yeah, here we go. The OPOP know me. This is the awakening. Do you see it on the screen?
Yes.
And you could read it too if you want to.
Okay.
The Kroom law creates a spherical space above his hand that's very similar to room, but unlike it, this space seemingly never expands. Instead, Law is capable of coating objects with his spherical. Law Kroom is overpowered. Let me see. And letting Law perform operations drew them along. Law first used this move in his confirmation with Big Mom. Um, Love was oh yeah. Considering it a last resort due to the high amount of energy this technique consumes.
Yeah.
Law coats his are you down here yet too?
I read it all.
Dang, dude. Okay. I guess 'cause I'm reading out loud. If I was reading in my head, it'd be faster. Allowing to pierce through anything while harming the target.
I think
A
I think my
can switch one.
I think my issue with it is
Wait, what? Why would you have a pierce through anything while okay, well. After piercing through the target, Law releases an electrical shockwave through it that fries the target from the inside. Is effective. Okay, so it's a bit lamer than my explanation, I think.
yeah, because
My
so
explanation
here
was a lot cooler with the whole wormhole thing. I mean, that was you too,
it
but
just
this is a lot lamer.
to me it just feels like Oda was thinking to himself one day, I want to give Law an Awakening, but I can't think of anything. Oh, here's an idea, and he just throws it out there instead of
This is actually a lot lamer than our idea, I think.
yeah, because I mean, so
Yeah,
so here's
this shouldn't be enough to do stuff to Big Mom.
because here's the thing, all right. So if you wanted to make the argument that it's more powerful, and it does more damage, well, of course it does more damage because it's internal damage. That doesn't necessarily mean the attack is stronger on its own. It's just doing more damage because it's hitting you from the inside out, and your insides are going to be more vulnerable than your outsides. So I don't really see how this is more powerful than like a regular gamma knife. Like,
Okay, so
and and keep in mind, he apparently can only use one attack every time he applies one of
well,
those.
two
Yeah,
attacks.
he only used one attack on her when he used that K room, and then immediately had to put another one into her to use a second. And I'm like,
Hmm.
mm,
This is kind of lame. Um,
yeah, I'm. It's like you shouldn't have even given Law Awakening in the first place. Then, like,
yeah, this is something he could have done normally.
yeah, I mean,
I
like,
guess that's kind of the problem with older kind of failing with Law, where it's kind of like an Eisen. Okay, you know what Eisen spoilers for
oh
Bleach.
right,
We
because
never learned his Bankai because his normal ability is already so crazy.
I mean, I get that, but I don't think crazy is necessarily. I don't think more crazy is necessarily the best way to look at it. Because remember when people would say there's no way Yamamoto could have a Bankai, and then when we saw his Bankai, we were all like, okay, that makes sense.
I mean, it was crazy though.
Yeah, his Bankai was more crazy than what a Shikai could do. But I think for me, I because like one way I could see this is awakening doesn't necessarily need to be more powerful than your regular devil fruit abilities. It just needs to be more effective. So like what's an example I could think of? Um so, Law can, he can create a room around himself and around other people, and then everything within the room he manipulates, right?
Hmm.
And in an awakening, he takes the room and he puts it into a sword, and when he cuts something, the room goes from the sword into what he cut. So it's
Yeah.
like it's like why not just make it where the sword becomes the where the sword gains the powers. All right, this maybe I'm explaining this poorly, but
Yeah, you lost me, bro. I ain't gonna cap.
I thought it would have. I thought what he did in Awakening was he put his Devil Fruit powers into his sword, literally, and the sword became the source of the fruit while awakened. So whenever he cuts something, he can then manipulate it as if it was part of his Devil Fruit. So like, you know what I mean? Like I thought that's what it meant. Like
Wait,
when
say it one more
he
time.
I thought that what Law was doing was he was taking the energy that creates his room and putting
Mm-hmm.
it all into the blade on his sword. That's what I thought it was. I didn't think it was.
I thought that so too. I mean,
I
that's
didn't.
one of the doubts I had. But
It
what would
wasn't.
that do exactly, though?
I mean, basically, what it would do is like it would give his sword the properties of his room. So, like, if somebody went to cut him with a weapon, he could have his sword kind of like pass through the blade, maybe,
Oh,
or
I got what you're saying.
because
It's kind of like Obito.
sort of, yeah.
You know what
Um,
he should do? He should have been able to use the Roma himself.
yeah, I was expecting him to, when awakened, like stab himself without cutting himself, and
Yeah,
then
like he uses the ability on himself or something.
yeah, like he could maybe because when he uses his room, right, it's on the outside. So I was thinking the idea would be if when he's awakened, he's putting that room into you or himself. So if he put the room inside of himself, maybe he could use shambles on his own body and like break himself apart and then reassemble himself.
That'd be insane.
Because I don't know, mate.
But
Honestly,
like,
it's probably gonna be one of those things where when it's finally animated, maybe it'll be more clear.
it'll be cooler at least.
Yeah, definitely will be because I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those things where um I don't know. Like I'm just so confused here. Of like,
If he put it on himself, would it be called Call Loom? Ha.
well, I would liken it to a doctor performing surgery on himself. You know, like if
Oh,
he,
yes, Chimbals. I don't know.
yeah, like think about that, right? If he uses his awakening, takes his sword, runs it through himself. I'll be, in the same way he did to Big Mom, and then he uses shambles to give himself Logia like defense. So he can basically split his body into pieces to avoid damage and then reassemble himself.
That would be insane.
You know, and
So like overhaul. Oh, spoilers, man. Spoilers.
I
I didn't
I
hear that.
I don't read My Hero Academia, so I'm not familiar with that. But
I'm more acting.
it's not
Uh, man, I'm not even gonna say a dirty joke, but when you said Big Mom ran through,
okay. Yeah, I didn't mean it that way.
I know she has been ran through though, man. I can't believe Oda made the strongest female in One Piece just slept with everybody. Like, what is he trying to say? Um,
Stop trying to say you best listen to Big Mom, otherwise you're gonna get a pounding.
We're more important than water. No,
Um,
that's not. No,
I'm
I'm thinking. No, I'm not. No, I'm saying that like Oda really made the strongest woman in One Piece. Like
I've
ran through. Like literally, bro. Like she slept with everybody, man. Like what are you trying to say?
so in a way he's kind of
Kind
made
of sexist,
laws
man. Kind
awaken.
of sexist.
He's kind of made laws awakening into a metaphor for being impaled.
A hoe.
Like,
I'm saying, which makes her a hoe. You remember Boondocks?
yeah, because I'm exactly right. Like Law literally put his room into her, and
Like, bro,
then
I can't believe, man. Like that's the first thing we get introduced to Big Mom. Like, she slept with everybody. Like, like that's literally what happened,
now
man.
I can't look at Law's awakening without seeing it as just a big innuendo, like
Right. Like, says
because
Big Mom been ran through. Like, wait.
and even the fact that like she had pain like on the inside. I mean,
Dang. Oh my God. J Wolf just went real deep. I guess he's saying that a lot of powerful women sleep to the top, sleep to get to the top. Dang. That's deep, ain't it?
I
Pause.
guess he say a lot powerful. What?
Basically, he's saying that I guess he's saying that Oda is saying that a lot of powerful women sleep to get to the top. No, sleep around.
Honestly, that has been the case in the past. So,
Mm,
damn, that, oh my God.
dang.
Holy.
The most powerful woman in One Piece is a hoe. That's crazy to think about.
Uh,
Dang, Oda.
Like, a court, like, basically starts off as a attractive woman who sleeps her way to the top, gaining all of these riches. Damn.
Mm.
What if
And
that is the case?
Then Zoro only fights black people. Like, what is Oda doing, man?
Like, what if that was the case with Big Mom? Like, she came up in the world by, you know, you know,
Mm.
marrying these these influential men and then taking their riches and their status with her and just kept climbing the ranks that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's not what Oda means in all seriousness. But
You
what
never
I
know.
do think is bad that Oda does is that there's no such thing as a truly evil woman in One Piece.
No. Well, Big Mom's the closest we've gotten to that.
She's not
But
truly evil though.
no, she's
It's
not.
always they're tragic in some way, or they're not actually bad. We don't have
Big
like for the most part, or they end up just being like a waifu or something
Yeah.
like falling in love with someone or something like and obsessed with them. There's no truly evil woman in One Piece.
Yeah.
And
Not
that's
100%.
bad.
Not 100%.
Like pudding shouldn't have been tragic. I think pudding should have just been like hate sink.
I mean, I guess you could argue that Katarina Devon is
Who was that?
she's the female member of Blackbeard's crew.
Oh, Blackbeard's crew.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
mean,
guess
we don't know
she.
much about her. I mean,
I
she's
mean we know
probably
why.
tragic. She's probably tragic too, or something. Because I don't know what Oda's deal is. It's like he doesn't believe a woman can truly be evil or something.
I don't know. I mean, beheading every woman that's more beautiful than you and keeping their heads in a jar.
You don't get my point, do you?
No, I think I do because
Because there's so many male characters in One Piece who are evil for the sake of evil just because they choose it. Big Mom, she has like this tragic backstory. Pudding has like this tragic backstory. You know, there's no truly just pure evil woman in One Piece.
what about Elvita?
Just because, huh?
What about Elvita
Alvida. I guess so.
or Miss Doublefinger?
Miss Doublefinger. Hmm. I guess.
Like
Kinda.
I'll agree with you that on average, it seems like the female characters that are somewhat villainous aren't purely evil. I'll agree with that. Because I mean, let's face it. There's no women in One Piece that are nearly as bad as Doflamingo or Caesar or Because as bad as Big Mom is, like, I mean,
Okay, Caesar's a better example because Caesar is evil and he doesn't have no tragic backstory or anything.
yeah, but I
There,
mean,
there's
even
there's no there's no because Big Mom's like a child. Like it's almost like
yeah, you can almost kind of you can't forgive her, but because she is very childlike, she almost has a completely different view of the world. So, like, Big Mom probably doesn't even recognize that what she's doing is bad.
right, and that's like
You know what I
really
mean?
the like why couldn't she just be evil? Like why? I think her
Yeah,
backstories are interesting. It wouldn't be an issue if there was more truly evil, One Piece females.
yeah,
They're,
because
like just think about how many women like just like okay, so Pudding is like a rehash of what's his name Viola. Like that's one thing too. Sanji's never really made to learn from the whole woman thing. They end up either having someone else fight the woman for them, or they end up actually not being that bad. There's no woman who's just an asshole. You know,
true.
there's no truly just bad women, which is I think is a bad message.
Which I mean, I think if any female character was going to be that way, it should have been Big Mom because of
Like
her
her
status.
backstory is really interesting, and it makes her a deep character. Just the fact that it wouldn't be an issue if if the other
Yeah,
females,
I
yeah.
guess she. If this is gonna sound crazy, but if you remember the Powerpuff Girls, the character named Princess,
Mm-hmm.
I think Big Mom should have just been like Princess, where she was just a rotten, spoiled kid who grew up into a woman who continued being, rotten and spoiled.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like
Right.
an
You can
evil
be
kid
evil
that
with a
never grew
tragic
up.
backstory. I agree you can be evil with a tragic backstory. But the thing is, it's almost like Big Mom's almost excused because of her backstory. Almost. Because it's like she's not even in her right mind. Like she's not just
Yeah.
truly evil because of her own sake. Like she's not like just a just like someone who just decided just to be evil.
You
There's
think
so many characters and there's so many just evil scumbag characters in One Piece who just want to be bad guys.
you know what might have been better for Big Mom? You could still have that backstory with Mother Caramel and all of them. But what if after all of what happened with Mother Caramel, Big Mom still ended up being bad and she didn't have Struz in there manipulating her? Like, what if she just decided, you know, I'm going to be evil despite how, all those children were treating me?
That would have been better.
Yeah. I think Struz.
Big Mom backstory makes her a potential for a reformed character.
I also don't like how it seems implied that Strusen was manipulating her the whole time. It's like
She has a Zuko backstory. Like
it it kind of makes Big Mom not seem like she's the one in charge of her own crew when Strusen was the one that got her to go down the piracy path in the first place.
right, here's the best thing. This is the best way to say it. She is like a Zuko level backstory with Frieza level crimes.
She's kind of like Azula's backstory and Zuko's combined.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Zula though, it was a situation where even though she was tragic, she still didn't really get fixed in the end, and it was sad. You
Yeah.
know, like in a tragic villain type way.
But Big Mom didn't even seem to be abused. I mean, abandoned, yes, but I mean, like, you couldn't
mm,
even make the argument that she was so screwed up by trauma and that made her go psychotic. Like,
yeah.
but I don't
It's
know.
so sad because every time Big Mom loses a memory, she's like innocent. So
Yeah,
it's like she's written to the point where she would be a good reformed character.
I don't.
Like she
I
wouldn't
honestly don't.
if she didn't do as many evil things, huh?
I was gonna say I honestly don't think Oda knows how to write female characters. I hate to say it, like
Oh dang, you think in general?
in
Oh
general,
dang. Oh
because
wow.
his male characters are just on a whole other level. Like, I can't think of any female characters that are as well written as Blackbeard or any of, or not Blackbeard. Well, yeah, Blackbeard. I'd say Blackbeard's a well
Robin's
written
well
character.
written.
True. and Nami is actually, yeah, you're right. You're right. Vivi, I would say, is well written.
I think Vivi is
Um,
actually great. Like Vivi, I think is better than a lot of She's one of the better princesses. A lot of princesses fall compared to Vivi.
it's because she's not a damsel in distress and she's willing to get her hands dirty and she's brave. Like she wasn't even afraid of Crocodile. Like she stood up to him.
And maybe
Um,
it's also because after something gets rehashed over and over again, it gets tiring. Like Vivi was kind of the blueprint, and then a lot of princes kind of follow her footsteps.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I could see somebody making an argument for Rebecca kind of feeling
What
like a
about Bo
rehash
Hancock?
of Vivi.
Yeah, Bo Hancock. Bo Hancock. I mean, like she's a well written character. I do think the whole Luffy thing is a bit too much.
Yeah,
Like
I
she's
mean,
that's what I was kind of saying. Like they end up having a tragic backstory. Or they're like in love with some. I guess that's a whole issue with Shonen in general, though.
yeah,
There'd
but
be
I
this
mean, most
extremely evil woman, and then she has like a crush on the protagonist, and it makes her actually not that bad, like or something. You know.
yeah, I mean, with Boa Hancock, I think Oda just didn't know what he wanted to do with her. I think at one point he wanted her to be a villain, and then he decided, no, I want her to be, not a villain, but also not a good guy.
Bo Hancock is she's definitely not a good guy. She's still a villain. It's just that she's not. I don't know. It's weird.
She's
She's still an asshole. you
yeah,
know.
I mean, but then again, I mean,
I mean, her backstory is extremely tragic. I agree, but like, she be kidding. She still be kicking puppies, man. Like, come on.
I mean, to be fair, she is a pirate, so I guess that's kind of expected.
I mean, it's
Um,
expected. I'm just saying.
like I don't think Oda ever wanted us to see Boa Hancock as a saint. Um, just make her
No,
like a gray area.
I don't
Like
even think she's a gray area really. Because literally, the only thing that makes her not villainous is pretty much that she loves Luffy.
yeah, okay, I
I
guess
guess
that's
she's not
true.
like pillaging villages. I guess.
And I guess in a way, she's kind of like a female version of Doflamingo, where her two sisters were like she was really cool with them, just like Doflamingo was with his main
Didn't she
family
freeze
members.
her sisters too?
No,
Like, didn't she almost like hurt her sisters or something? Like almost freeze her sisters.
no, I don't, I don't,
I
I
swear
don't.
she did, bro.
I mean, it's possible. I really don't remember, but
Which is like that's where I was like at the point where I probably got an unpopular opinion, boy. Like obviously she's attractive, but I would not be one of the dudes who be like I forgive you for everything because you're attractive. Like that's not happening. Like
I just don't.
I
I just don't
like
think. Oh,
she's
sorry.
attractive and she has a tragic backstory, but to me I think Boa is kind of a very unsympathetic character. But that's probably a
Yeah,
discussion for another day.
I just think Oda. I just think there's a lot of characters that Oda didn't really have a clear path set up for when he started writing their stories. Like, and Boa, I would say, is definitely one of those. Um,
She's not a
but
bad character though, but I do think people give her a bit too much. I mean, maybe that's not right to say because her backstory is very bad. But I guess I don't know if like your tragic backstory justifies everything you do. I think people go a little bit too far with sympathy for
it
Boa,
it
in my
depends.
opinion.
It depends. I mean,
Like she just like she's does some like she's like it doesn't like soften the blow of what she like. The first appearance, she's kicking puppies, man. Like I can't really, like she's an asshole. Like, but
and again,
anyway,
even Rayleigh was kind of an asshole. I mean, he wasn't evil, but
nah, he's not. Rayleigh's not an asshole at all. What you talking about?
I don't know. I mean,
You just making up stuff for Boa, man,
yeah, maybe I am.
because she's attractive.
Honestly, I don't really find her to be attractive. She's not ugly, but she's a little too fair skinned for me. I
Oh,
just think she's cool. I just think she's cool. That's all. Um,
I mean, I probably have a whole video about my opinions of Boa. 'Cause every time I say something against Boa, people always,
keep in mind, one of my favorite characters killed innocent cooks just because they saw his face. I definitely don't excuse him for that.
I think, I mean, I agree, but I think it's just the way Boa is written. Just, I don't know. She's just not sympathetic for me. Like, she's not sympathetic for me.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, there's plenty of people who were also, I know people deal with drama differently, but there's plenty of people also that were enslaved in the show that,
and that could be the counter argument that she's seen so much hell in her life that it's really twisted her perspective on things. I mean, it doesn't necessarily excuse the things she's done, but it can make her somewhat understandable. Um,
yeah, I think it's just her attitude. Her attitude is just very, very unlikable. Like her, just her attitude is like was very, very unlikable. Just
yeah,
towards everybody. Like she's just a huge jerk ass towards everybody. I liked her better after she liked Luffy a lot more. It depends. I think it was a little too much sometime though.
I I think the problem is that it was her just suddenly falling in love with Luffy that changed her, and not like Luffy beat her and then she changes her tune. Like,
Like she literally drew an old lady out the window, man.
yeah,
I think like if her first introduction wasn't kicking a puppy, acting rude literally towards everybody, even her sisters, who aren't as bad as she is, despite going against the exact same thing, then I probably would feel more for her.
it's funny
But
because I actually don't like Kuma for similar reasons.
oh, Kuma's not a bad guy though.
I mean, the whole Zoro never happened thing, like, just regardless of whether Zoro was
Kuma
willing
was
to
doing
go.
his job.
But here's the thing, right? So Kuma's supposed to be a secret ally of the Straw Hats for some reason, but he's gonna put Zoro's life at risk. And I don't know, man. That's
I
kind
mean,
of
he let them go because of Zoro.
yeah, but he didn't know if Zoro was gonna survive that, did he?
I mean, I don't think you can equate it because it's like Kuma was doing his job, and also, I mean, like he kind of has to capture them, but at the same time, he chose not to because of the honor Zoro
And
had.
and why did he have to separate the Straw Hats? He couldn't have just sent them all to the same place. Like,
He separated them in specific spots so they can learn. Because
yeah,
I'm pretty
but
sure
I
he knew what he was
mean,
sending them.
like, couldn't they have all learned? Like, what if Kuma sent them all to the Whitebeard pirate ship? Like, think of what they would have learned there. You know?
Like she destroyed the clay statue the tribe children worked on. She drew Ole out the window. She purified three of Luffy's newfound allies when they try to reason with her. Like she purified her own people. Like she's not worse than a lot of characters. It's just that I
It's
don't know.
cr-
I don't know how to
it's
explain it.
it's crazy how Moria seems more honorable than she is because, I mean, we know that, as bad as he may be, he had the utmost respect and care for his crew. So, I mean, some people have even said that Gecko Moria is kind of like Luffy if he was a villain. Like,
I think Agamora is pretty trash. I think he gets too much hate.
yeah,
My problem isn't simped out the boy. I think people just take it too far. The way they think her backstory completely just absolves her every single thing.
I don't think it absolves her.
No, I'm saying I don't know you've been in the community, but that seems to be like a general consensus. Like whenever you criticize boy or anything, you know, it's like, oh, well, she was enslaved and all this and that. Like, yeah, but
Well, that's just called bias. Like, I mean,
like I
that's
would hate
that's
that.
just
I literally do every time I say something about Boa against her, saying, "Oh, she's she's an asshole. She's
Yeah. I
it's,
mean,
I mean, she takes it too far for it to
that
be truly sympathetic. Um,
yeah, that's just something.
like it's as if I was. Oh, yeah, I know what you said. I know what you said, Z boy. Or you basically saying, you know what I'm saying, J Will. Yeah, thanks, bro. You know what I'm saying. Because people be defending the mess out of Boa, man. Every time they'll jump on you, bro. I promise you. And you say, yeah, I don't. Yeah, her backstory is sad, but I still think she's unlikable. People will jump on you. I'm telling you.
That's just because people become so connected to a character that they don't want to hear anything um said about the
I think it would be
character.
better too if she was like nice to some if she wasn't just like she's not really nice to anybody, bro. Besides Luffy.
That's
Like
true.
any like when she fell in love with Luffy, I thought she was gonna become better. And then right afterwards, you see her kick a puppy. It's like, yeah, your backstory was still a stab, but I'm still not gonna forgive you for what you're still doing. Like
Yeah,
you're not at
that's
least
true.
trying to be better. Like I think it would be better if like Boa was like, I'm gonna at least try to be better for you, Luffy, or something. But she's still the same person. She's still
Yeah,
this like a unlikable person. She's still doing the terrible things she did before.
that's
She's still
true.
doing the exact same thing. It's just that everybody forgives her because she's beautiful. Like whatever, man. I don't
It's
care.
honestly
Like
it's kind of I've had this kind of problem with fans of characters in other franchises, which I won't name because it's off topic. But I've been in your same position before, where I see these characters, these fans that really love this character, and they're not willing to kind of look at the character and say, yeah, that was kind of a bad thing, or yeah, that does make this character not truly good or completely redeemable. Um,
just think about how much more sympathetic she would have been if after she fell in love with Luffy, she became even just slightly a better person. She doesn't have to become a good guy, but like
like she said, like, I'm gonna try to be better because maybe not so much because Luffy, because she's attracted to him, but it could have been like, oh, seeing him and how he was so respective of us, and wanted to keep our marks covered so nobody could see them. Like, that makes me want to be a better person because now there seems to be hope. But
yeah, and then you can't introduce a tragic backstory and then like okay, so okay, so it's like okay, that explains it, but you're literally doing the exact same things you were before.
hmm yeah,
Like like right after her backstory happens, she goes to kick a puppy, and even after the war, even after all that, she's still doing the exact same things. So it's almost as if her backstory is put there to make it be like, okay, you gotta accept this what she's doing because her backstory. And it's almost like and it's almost too bad because the bad things she's doing don't really connect to her backstory.
yeah, it's not like she's
Like
going
an
after
excuse,
celestial dragons and killing them.
right? It's like an excuse. It's like it's like if I was abused by my parents, so I would just to everybody, I would just like hit into their car, like punch them in the face. It's like it's like really, dude. Like, oh, Jay will say, I think it makes
Yeah, the
sense.
ends don't. I think what you're trying to say is
Watching,
the ends don't justify the means.
she doesn't even have ends. She's just a jerk to everybody just cause she just used her backstory as an excuse.
Interestingly enough, she's basically become like these celestial dragons in that you know, she sees herself as being too um
And she never suffers anything for anything she does at all. Like there's no, and that's because she's beautiful. Whatever. I think it makes sense why she only likes Luffy. I mean, he did something to the people who hurt her. Then she like Fisher Tiger for saving him. For Hancock, you have to prove to her that she's good. And I get that. I get that. She doesn't have to become like a savior to people or anything. I just I might have to make a whole video about it one day. I just think it was put in there to try to be an excuse to be like, okay, you should sympathize with her now. you should like her now because of this.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. It's
Like
almost like Oda's.
after her backstory, Luffy doesn't be like, "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" Like, after her backstory, Luffy doesn't call her out or anything afterwards.
And as much as I like Katakuri, I could see even somebody trying to make that same excuse for him because, like, at the end of the day, no matter how honorable people might think he is, he's still following Big Mom, who's this awful, devilish person. And
But people don't really make that same exact. Not okay. So here's the difference between Katakuri. After we see his softer side, we also see his more honorable side. He doesn't. He's still, on the villain side, but we don't see him do the exact same things he did before. We see another side to him. We see
true.
his relationship with his sister. We see it gradually unfold. We see his honor. You know,
Yeah, that's true. But
and
it's
then
also like,
when we see his sad backstory, they make sure that it doesn't just. They make sure that we're not known that it justifies anything. He's continuously called out for everything he does.
yeah, because with Katakuri, the point of the backstory was to show why he is the way he is. It wasn't to make you feel bad for him. It was to show you, well, that's why he became so strong because.
And then we continue to see his good side and stuff. And
Yeah, that makes sense. With Boa, I think it's not as though everybody was treating her like crap. It was just the Celestial Dragons that treated her that way. So why is she acting that way to everybody else?
yeah, Kakarot didn't act like that to everybody. Like he was protecting his people. Like Kakarot, like the people, like didn't the cooks make fun of him and stuff? Like people making fun of him that he killed them and hurt them.
Yeah, which I guess if you wanted to not excuse him for that, you could maybe say, well, he's so used to being a vicious pirate that.
Which is not a good. Which is not, that's not the same. It's a difference between kicking a random puppy and hurting those who make fun of you for a past drama. Like.
Yeah, and I think Oda was trying to just probably put that in there to show that, because of who his mother is, that viciousness that Big Mom has rubbed off on all of her children. Like,
And I think that's why first impressions matter too.
yeah.
Kakarot's first impression was just being cool. Boa's first impression was her literally, kicking a puppy, pretty much. Like,
yeah. Boa Hancock.
The way she was written, it was like she was written just to be a hated character. Then later on, she got a sad backstory to try to make her likable. After doing a laundry list of just rude things to everybody around her, like the people who are even trying to be nice to her, like the granny, she dropped the window for no reason at all.
Yeah, I'm sure Oda probably intended that for that to be funny, but that's not funny in terms of the context.
And I apologize for my rant, but
oh, no need to apologize. I definitely see where you're coming from. It's just I'm also incapable of disliking Boa Hancock because she just left such an impression on me. Because she was the first badass female character we'd seen. One who could really like hang with some of the stronger people.
Right. Dang, man, I'm sorry. Dang, I really went on a rant. But I was trying to get you to understand it.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from. And I mean, as somebody who does like animals, if I saw somebody doing that, like kick a puppy, I'd probably want to like ram my fist into their face.
And it's weird too, because I can see humans getting hurt all the time in fiction, but if someone hurts an animal, I'm like,
it's because the animals have a certain, because animals are almost like children in a way, where like kicking a puppy would be almost the equivalent of kicking a baby. You know what I mean? Like the dog doesn't know what's going on. The dog doesn't realize. With a person, like, yeah, it's sad to see, but they at least know what's going on. I don't know, but yeah, I definitely empathize more with animals than I do people. Not to say that I hate people, of course. It's just
I kind of agree with you.
like, what am What am I going to be more saddened by? An infant being kicked or a full-grown adult? Probably an infant. You know.
Right. And it kind of reminds me of this scene I saw. Like I haven't really watched the show yet, but it was an interesting scene I saw from a show called BoJack Horseman. And
Mm.
then it was like the one of the friends of the main character, like the main character, like he always messes up and does a lot of bad things. And the dude basically said, it's not because of this happened, it's not because of your sad backstory, it's you. You're the reason why you keep messing things up. You're the reason why you keep doing bad things. You have to
Hmm.
be better. You can't keep using your drama you've been through. You can't keep using what you've been through to justify the things you do. You have to be better. You have to take the step. Basically, you have to take the step to be better.
Yep.
That's just my point. That's just my point of view with Boa. I don't care what people say. I would not absolve Boa completely like a lot of people try to. But anyways, let's go back to topic. So you say you think the Grim Reaper is like a man, like a hallucination, you said?
Yeah. I most likely. I
Uh
mean, because otherwise, what could it be? Like
I mean,
an
it would be
inner.
interesting if Ola did a real Grim Reaper. Like I don't know why it would happen, but
I mean, if it was like a mythical Zoan form, but I mean, otherwise, it's going to feel like it's out of left field. I mean, unless it's revealed that it's a CP0 agent that has the power to turn into a Grim Reaper.
I really hate this. I really hate how interesting this is because we know it's gonna be Brook. We know it.
I mean, I mean,
Let's
I
not kid
mean, is it Brook just trying to screw with Zoro, or is it like,
maybe Brook is trying to get people away from Zoro and trying to scare him away.
oh, okay, that I could see. Because I mean, I wouldn't have a problem with a Grim Reaper being here, but
Hmm.
the way in which it's presented just seems so freaking random. Like, you know, if it was foreshadowed that there was going to be a Grim Reaper here, and then I'd be like, okay, now I see where Oda's going with this. But
Yeah.
like, if this turns out to actually be a Grim Reaper, and it just starts, and we just see Zoro fighting a Grim Reaper, I'm going to be like, okay, what the hell is going on here? Like, I mean, unless it's revealed that it's really Zoro fighting,
Is
like,
Ichigo pulled up? He's like, "Hey, my anime's finna start. We
oh
gotta see
god,
my anime's finna start, but we gotta see my anime finna start back again. We gotta see who's the better swordsman."
jeez, please no. Um, I mean, I guess another way to look at it could be, what if this Grim Reaper is like representative of like a darker side that dwells within Zoro, and he kind of has to beat that darker side.
Okay, I gotta agree. This is a good point. This tweet right here is a good point. You telling me Brook drew Robin into a trash can, put in a white hoodie, and pulled up with a scythe to prank a paralyzed Zoro? Yeah, that's a good point. It's probably not Brook. You're right. 'Cause that doesn't
Um,
make sense.
it probably isn't, but I mean,
Because that's a good point. Like, why would Brook do that?
Brooke is secretly undercover. He's trying to make everybody think that he's a traitor, but he's not. He's like an anti-Conjuro.
Right. Like I did the funniest thing was that panties panel. You should have seen the panties that day, Zoro.
um, I mean, I
That's a
do
good.
I do think it could just be a side effect of the medicine or whatever. Like, because Chopper even kind of implied that the side effects of this medication aren't just going to be like excruciating pain, but it's going to be like something that is unimaginable.
So Zoro's
Like,
high right. So Zoro's high right now.
what if he's in such excruciating pain that he's actually hallucinating because of it? You can have that happen. Be in so much pain that you basically become high.
Yeah.
That could,
Zoro.
like, the pain becomes so intense that your brain basically releases endorphins.
We just we just we just have Zoro vomiting at the end of one.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like based on what Chopper's saying, this is going to be like the pain he experienced from Kuma times 10.
Hmm.
I mean, like basically every time he moves, he's gonna be spitting up blood. Oof. It's basically like what happened to Yusuke when he
Oh
absorbed
yeah,
the energy from Genkai. Every time he moved, he bled,
right.
almost like he was being electrocuted constantly.
I remember that. That was when then he got a little blue bird thing or whatever.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not gonna get into that because that's off topic. But
What was it about you, Hakusho?
yeah, I was just gonna touch on how uh, what was so remarkable about that moment was that it was done in such a way to where you almost felt like you could feel the pain he was experiencing.
I agree. I think that's kind of why I also like pre-time skip One Piece better in some way. Like I think when you have less of an animation budget or less of all these flashy special effects, you can get a lot more creative with stuff.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that some of the moments in pre-time skip felt more intense because I definitely would agree with you there.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's true too. Like the way because you have to be more creative,
like,
Um,
because even though we didn't actually see him like experiencing all of the pain that Luffy had gone through, when we saw what Zoro looked like, his eyes all red, it was like, my God, this dude literally, like you can almost kind of feel what he was going through just by seeing him.
remember in the anime, like when he got that even that small amount of pain, how like it was just like the colors were flashing, like when he got hit by it.
Yeah, and his body almost kind of like shook a little bit, almost like he got zapped.
Yeah, he was like, "Ah!" Like, he was like, "Ah!" He
And the
was
whole
on
time
his
you're looking
back.
at that, you're thinking, my God, it's almost like being hit by um it's almost like everything NL did to him like times 100.
Yeah, and it was like, whoa, because the colors were
Even
flashing and it was
even
crazy. Like
even
even like
that, even every time the Straw Hats got electrocuted by NL, it was really intense. Like you felt like you were being electrocuted with them.
yo,
Like not literally, but you see Sanji and all them get zapped, and you're like, oh.
right,
And
dude.
yeah, at post time skip, you don't really get that.
I agree, man. It's crazy.
I mean, well,
But
no, because I mean, it was definitely like a wincing moment when Luffy got impaled by Katakuri. That definitely made me go, ugh.
Luke got failed by Paracuria.
Yeah, the freaking trident went right through him. Oof.
I'm trying. I don't really remember that moment like that. Remember the Royal Kugan?
Oh yeah,
Yo, I love the jet grappling in the anime. Free time skip. That was amazing.
it's funny we don't see that anymore. Like, because I remember when he was using that on Lucci, it almost seemed like every single punch produced like an air bullet because it looked like he was hitting him not just with his punches, but he was hitting so fast that he was striking him with the air itself.
It just was because it was an extremely emotional moment, so it had to look extra cool. Like it had to look extra like he was going in because it was like a emotional moment. Like he was like, I can't fall again. And I love that moment so much. Like Luffy's in the fall, like you see like the shot of him from the fall, and then he like stops himself, and he just bleeds up blood. Like he just shoots out blood out his mouth, and then you just have the flash in his mind, and then Lucci looking scared, and you see Luffy behind him in like a silhouette. That was fire. That was top tier One Piece.
Was that after when Usopp made that big speech and he was
Yeah,
shouting at Luffy, "Finish
yeah,
this so we can go home" or something?
yeah. That's what it was.
I don't remember. I don't think he said "so we can go home." I think he meant like, what did Usopp say? I know he was shouting in his direction though.
Basically, it was amazing.
Oh yeah, and you could honestly make the argument that Usopp ultimately won that fight because of that speech.
Usopp was incredible in this lobby, man.
It's probably his best arc, with the exception of his introductory arc.
I don't think
Because
the arc was that good, but
yeah, but like you could almost make the argument that Ennie's lobby was
I
like
mean,
more of an
Usopp beat Clutch a lot because like the crew probably would have lost to Sugar. Not Sugar. Is that her name? Sugar? No, Piranha. Oh,
well,
they would have
yeah,
lost to Sugar too because Luffy and Law almost got turned to toys. They've been over with. Um, they would have probably the crew probably would have failed at Piranha and got captured. And yeah, he's clutch, but he was super clutch. Like he saved Robin, and then his character development and his characterization of. I love Sanji's speech about some days. It's just some things only you can do that others can't. And that's why we need
yeah.
to.
I
It's not exactly what he said, but basically, what I can't do, you can do. We can work together. Like it sounds lamer. I don't know how to describe it. You get what I'm saying? Shit.
yeah.
I can't think of I can't think
Usopp is the heart of the Straw Hats. He's the heart of the crew. He's
and I think it's some advice that a lot of people can follow. If you can't do something, someone else that can help you.
oh yeah,
Everyone has their
um,
own set of skills they're good at.
yeah. I would, but yeah, I would definitely say that about Usopp. He's the heart.
He's the
Um,
heart. You think so? I thought Luffy was the heart.
Now Luffy, I say Usopp's the heart because I don't know.
I don't know.
Luffy is the will.
The
Luffy is
will.
the will. Usopp is the heart. Nami is the brain. Um,
What you mean by heart? How is he the heart of the stride?
like he's how do I say it? How do I describe it? Let me think of the words. He's the heart because like there's been times when like that moment when Luffy got back up after Usopp basically told him to keep fighting, and it kind of yeah, it didn't give Luffy more strength, but it
Okay,
gave him more resolve.
the heart is the moral center of the group.
Yeah, that's why I said that, because I feel like morally speaking, Usopp is that guy. He is that member of the crew.
He keeps the
He's
group empowered. You think?
he's the most morally what's the word? Not stable. I feel like he's the well. I guess Chopper would be included too.
So a good example of the heart, a great example of the heart is Katara. Like remember when she was powering them through the desert? She's not the
Right.
leader specifically, but she was keeping them going.
And that's what I was trying to say, because Usopp was basically keeping Luffy going by making that speech
Yeah.
but maybe I mean I guess if any character of the crew was the quote unquote heart of the Straw Hats, it would probably be Chopper, I guess.
Hmm. I think
Or would it be Sanji?
who's the face of the Destroyer? Luffy, obviously, right?
Definitely, yeah, it's definitely Luffy. Um,
So Luffy's the face. Usopp's the heart. Interesting.
I mean, maybe I'm forgetting a lot of things here, but I just feel like Usopp
Yeah.
is the member of the Usopp is the member of the crew who he keeps going because
Oh yeah, and I'm not sure we ever got to talk about that.
what?
Um, did we ever get to talk about how Usopp, how he kept Kinemon and what's his name going?
Yep. No, I don't think we did talk about that, but that's true.
Yeah, that was a good moment. That was a good moment. But I think we kind of talked about everything we could.
Yeah.
That we went over the chapter probably 100 different times. Once again, I apologize for my rant. Uh,
No need to apologize. I rant all the time.
but only the reason I was going on for so long because I was really trying to get, you know, get you to understand what I was talking about.
Hmm.
Um, and I couldn't really. It was kind of hard to get my point across. Because I do like Boa in a sense of I think she's a good character, and I think she is cool, even if I don't really sympathize with her a lot. I understand why she's the way she is. I don't think it completely excuses her like some people in the family will assist it does.
Mm.
Like no matter how tragic it is, I mean, like I don't think it completely excuses her.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I completely agree.
And yeah, it would probably be better if she was like acting that way towards World Nobles and yeah, whatever. And we talked about the Grim Reaper and stuff, and how Brook is gonna take out Zoro probably. Um, Kid and Law, we was talking about how like their abilities are sketchy. I mean, and we didn't really talk about Yamato. We know what she's doing. She's trying to stop She's trying to stop the capital from blowing up or whatever. And what else happened? Oh yeah, the fight that had been going on for a entire century. So we pretty much talked about everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't a criticism, but there wasn't that much going on in this chapter.
No, I mean it's quite. I mean, we switched to everybody.
We did, but we didn't see anything really
Did we talk about really what's
monumental.
going on with Ezo and the CP0 that much?
Yeah, I honestly at this point, I just I don't know.
What's going on there? Is Ezo gonna get taken out?
Who knows? I mean,
We're from the Aegis Zero branch.
it almost sounded like you said ageist.
I mean,
Like they're ageist.
it says AEGIS
Yeah, Aegis or aegis. I think it's Aegis.
Aegis branch.
Which I don't know why they're called Aegis Zero and not CP0, but okay.
Let's just pretend we never saw each other.
Yeah, right. Like, why would a CP0 agent say that? Like, I mean, Ezo is clearly not in tip-top fighting shape, so I
I guess
think
that's why they just dipped, because they both was like, we gotta save our strength to go against the Straw Hats, maybe.
yeah, but I mean, think of okay. So this is what doesn't make any sense to me, right?
What if Loki they just scared?
Like, Luffy's been fighting Kaido for how long now? Like all of the Straw Hats are pretty much on their last legs, and they're gonna say we need to keep all of our strength for the Straw Hats who are already. I'm not gonna say they're exhausted, but they're not even close to tip-top fighting form. Like,
I don't know. The Straw Hats are actually this probably besides like Zoro and Sanji. I feel like the Straw Hats are actually doing quite fine.
then again, I guess you could make the argument that well, I mean, Jinbei still got a lot of strength left, so CP0 is not going to want to mess with Jinbei because
I mean, Chomper's still running around, and
I just don't see why the CP0 would be threatened by Chopper. Like, I'm not trying to say he's weak, but it is CP0. Like, they're kind of made out to be like these boogeymen.
Oogie. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I think I mean, this is a lamer interpretation, but they could just be scared.
I mean, I could see them being afraid of Luffy because I'm sure they know
they're afraid of Ezo, so they're like, we're gonna go get smaller fry or something.
you're gonna go after the smaller fries when I'm sorry, but you're gonna be more afraid of Ezo than Zoro or Sanji, really? Like, what has Ezo done? All the most impressive thing Ezo ever did was shoot a freaking bullet at Akainu, and it didn't even do anything to him.
No, Ezo stopped King or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, he wasn't fighting him. Meanwhile, we got Marco taking on 2 calamities at once.
My point is they're going against Ezo, and it seems like they're neck and neck right now. And then they're just like, "Oh, this guy's too much for us. Let's go against someone else."
Ezo to me should not be strong. Like,
Ezo's a Whitebeard pirate member.
Yeah, but he's the 16th commander, isn't he? Like that's pretty low. I mean,
that's crazy that he's that low and he still was able to shoot shoot the sword off of what was it? Did he shoot a sword out of King's hand or something?
yeah, but I mean, what's the most impressive thing we've seen him do? He hasn't. I don't know. I've been pretty disappointed with Izo, to be honest with you. Like,
That's interesting. I didn't think anybody was just pointing Ezo. I thought Ezo was considered pretty cool.
he's cool, but it's like the only reason why he is
Are
cool
you
is
just
because
pointing at
he's
Marco?
yes,
Why? Whoa.
very
Listen,
disappointed in Marco.
why? Hey, Marco's going against both King and Queen, and he's still fighting.
And most of it's been off screen.
Yeah, he's not a main. I mean, I get what you're saying, but I'm just
The reason
okay.
why it frustrates me is what if this is the last arc Marco's in, and we don't get to see everything he can do because it's being off screen because he's not a main character.
I get what
Like,
you're saying you're disappointed in what they're shown to do, not in how strong they are.
yeah, because I mean, you
Because they are
remember what
pretty strong. Like they're
you
strong.
remember what, but you remember what we saw at Marineford from Marco. Marco going up against Kizaru, attacking him, sending him flying into a building, doing all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, don't get me wrong, the stuff he's been using with his Devil Fruit and Wano has been very impressive, but like outside of that, I don't know, man. It's like, please tell me this isn't going to be a depth arc for Marco because I feel like he's got so much left to do, and to kill him off now. Not that I'm saying that will happen, but to kill him off now to me would just be terrible. I mean,
to be fair, Marco has a. Wait, hold on. Isn't hey Jay Wolf? Aren't you a mod? Can you one sir? Are you speaking a different language, or are you just typing around stuff in the chat? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
it could be that he's typing so fast that because that happens to me sometimes when I'm typing something, you know, and I'm trying to just get it out there. Sometimes I don't get the words right.
Do you actually see what he's typing?
I saw what he just typed. The what is it? Whoa, Ezo, maybe Pel, calm down. I don't.
No, I'm talking about one sir in the chat.
You must be talking about YouTube.
Yeah, talking about YouTube.
For the Whitebeard rank doesn't seem to mean much. I mean, Ace was going to lead the Whitebeard Pirates and
My
Marco.
lower than that, one sir. The dude named one sir. Yeah, Jay. Well, I got a question. Aren't you a mod? Like you can delete stuff, right? Like delete his comment, or
I don't see anything from somebody named Oncer.
you don't see a person right below J Wolf.
Yeah, I do. Isn't it one or something?
Yeah, Warner. That's what I meant to say.
You're talking about the one that says Vord.red?
Yeah, like what is going on?
I have no damn clue.
That's not a website, is it? Do I need to block this person?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, it's if your instinct is telling you to, then
Oh yeah, that's a virus website. I just went to it. Okay.
oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna block you.
okay, yeah.
I thought they were speaking another language, maybe or something. Oh, you don't see the comment, J Wolf? That's weird. I mean, it just disappeared just now. I just blocked them. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like
Oh, for the Whitebeard rank doesn't seem much. I mean, Ace was going to lead the Whitebeard Pirates.
I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna be a commander for Whitebeard, like even if rank did coincide with strength, you're still a Whitebeard pirate. You should be capable of a lot more than just, oh, I shot a sword out of somebody's hand. Dude, where's the freaking armament hockey bullet?
It wasn't just somebody though. It was freaking
I mean, yeah, but like, dude, where's the freaking armament hockey? Okay, why did I just hear my voice?
Oh, I went to the stream to see.
Oh, okay. um, no, I get it. It's just like I'd expect any higher tier to be able to shoot King's sword out of his hand, you know. And I mean, I honestly don't think that King's that impressive. I mean,
He went against Zoro.
he went against Zoro, but like, yeah, Zoro's impressive and all, but
Now Marco. I will say this: Marco has been losing every single fight he's been in.
that is true. I mean,
You know, he's going against very strong people because Blackbeard destroyed them.
but I mean, taking on two calamities simultaneously is pretty freaking impressive. And
So do you consider yeah, that's what I'm saying. He took him on simultaneously. That's what I was saying earlier. So do you consider so okay, so since you don't consider all that impressive, so you're considering Izo shooting the Sora King's hand equivalent to just Sanji dodging a jelly bean? Like it's just not that crazy to you?
yeah, what I'm trying to say is it's impressive, but it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, this is cool to see, but I want more. Like I want to see more. I want to see you do more. I want to know what your limits are. Is what I'm trying to say. Like
So do you think Izo is stronger than Kakuri?
who?
Izu. Do you think he's stronger than Kakuri?
I have no reason to believe that. Is it possible? Maybe, but I've not seen any feats to prove that.
Do you think Zoro stronger than Kakuri?
Only yes, but only because he was fighting alongside of Luffy against Kaido. If not for that, I definitely wouldn't say so.
But also
Or
Law and Kid were too though.
actually no. He could be stronger than Katakuri, but
He
he's
defeated the
the,
first commander.
he's at least on par with Katakuri. He may be stronger than him, but
If
I don't know.
we remember Queen's bounty is higher than Katakuri's. I know you hate
Who's
hearing that. I know you hate hearing that. Queen's
no
bounty is
no.
higher than Katakuri's.
Well, and I would be fine with that. It's just a real head scratcher for me because it's like the dude that can see the future and do all this crazy stuff. All right, like what is Queen really shown outside of being a cyborg and stretching his neck out? Like that's just so weird to me. Like
I mean, I think Sanji potentially could defeat Katakuri though. I think Sanji is.
probably
I think because I think Sanji's also a counter to Katakuri too with his fire.
I think either Luffy. I think either I don't know why I just said Luffy. I think either Zoro or Sanji could beat Katakuri, but it would definitely not be a low diff. Like
I
it
mean,
would probably.
obviously not a low diff. I
I
mean,
think it's possible that Zoro could beat Katakuri like high diff.
I think he's beating Katakuri, man. Low key.
He's beating him, but I mean Zoro's definitely getting messed up a bit before that.
Unless we think like how much stronger would Katakuri be than King? Like would he?
Probably immensely because honestly, hockey wise, King was freaking lame as hell.
I
Like,
know you love Katakuri, but bro, we gotta really think about this.
but
Like,
it's not about loving him. It's the author himself made it clear that hockey was important to being strong in the new world, and all King really did was what one display
Sanji
of
with a raid
conquer.
suit, Sanji with a raid suit and raid. I mean, Sanji with an exoskeleton and raid suit could beat Katakuri. I agree. I mean, he drew away his raid suit, but like, I mean, I feel like Oda had to throw his raid suit because Sanji would have been too strong.
I think Sanji can definitely take on Katakuri, if for no other reason than the fact that
Honestly,
he's very.
bro. Honestly, bro, if he had his race, I think he would mid diff Katakuri.
I don't think the raid suit gives that much of an advantage to Sanji. I mean, he couldn't even
Yes,
beat
it
freaking
does, bro.
Agent.
He's already as strong as he already took down a second commander, and he
But
will also have his raid suit.
but Queen really didn't do anything impressive.
Dude, he's a
Like
second commander, man.
he's a second commander that didn't have any impressive hockey feats. Like
What do you mean? His snake form can hurt whatever crush advanced armored hockey users.
That was so stupid. That was so stupid. Like
Okay, so the betrayal maybe not be the best for both, but we know the both of them are very,
that,
very strong. We
that's like,
we know Queen is a second commander. So we know
dude,
if he's the second commander and Sanji is stronger than a second commander, then him with his raid suit would probably him with raid suit is definitely being calculated.
Zoro is just Oda's just throwing crap at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Like,
Oh, J Wolf asked, could Zoro beat Snake Man?
mm, well, what do we mean? What does he mean when he says Snake Man? Does he mean
I think he's talking about
Luffy?
Whole Cake Island Snake Man. He's not talking about current Luffy,
But he's
obviously.
talking about current Zoro, right?
I'm pretty sure he's asking, can current Zoro beat Whole Cake Island Snake Man? But
Yes.
we're talking about Whole Cake Island. We're talking about the
Yes.
characters back in Whole Cake Island.
Current Zoro is definitely beating Whole Cake Island Luffy.
You
I'm
think
not gonna.
so he's beating Whole Cake Island. I mean, that one's exactly so okay. So he's beating Whole Cake Island Luffy, then he could beat Cat Fury.
Yeah, probably. Like I said, I would say that Zoro now is either on par with Katakuri or stronger than him.
Okay.
But not by like a ridiculous amount. He's
And Sanji, my point for Sanji is not completely just about strength, but the fact that fire is a counter to Mochi.
I mean, we've never seen that, but that's a good point. I mean, I would assume that fire can affect his Moshi, but let's not forget that Katakuri literally has a move where he ignites the Mochi and shoots it at you. So, I mean, but you're right. I see your point there. With Sanji, I think it's more about his speed than anything. Like, I could see him winning against Katakuri just because of how much speed he has. Because
I think he's one of the fastest. He's the fastest, probably like moving speed, I guess. Of the
especially with
monkey,
the raid suit. The raid suit seems to dramatically increase his speed.
yeah. Also with the raid suit would be ridiculous.
Like with the raid suit, this is gonna sound a little bit ridiculous, but it almost makes Sanji into the Flash.
Yeah, if Sanji had his raid suit on top of his exoskeleton, like Queen would have been done for even sooner.
I mean, who knows? Maybe what Oda's trying to imply here is that because he got rid of the raid suit, now he's going to be as fast as he was with the raid suit.
I mean, sure, but my point is, imagine that on top of the raid suit. Like, imagine he kept his raid suit and put it on top of what he already has.
I mean, honestly,
like Sanji nerfed himself, bro.
I almost kind of wonder if what Oda was trying to go with is to say that.
Like, I actually think if Sanji kept his raid suit, like he's definitely stronger than Zoro.
Well, I mean, let's not forget what was said about Frankie and Usopp. Like, they may be building something new for Sanji, and he'll use it with no problem because it's not created by the Vince Smokes.
Yeah. Like I mean, Sanji had a chance to be stronger than Zoro, but he broke it.
Because think of like the metaphor behind that, right? He destroyed the raid suit because it represents everything he hates, right? But he'll use, let's say, a suit that's designed by Frankie and Usopp because they're his friends and they're his fellow crew members. And it's kind of like he's getting strength from the Straw Hat crew, like, directly.
That's a good point.
Like imagine that. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen, but think of that, right? Like, it's not so much. It's not the suit. It's not like Sanji saying, "Oh, I hate using an upgrade." It's more, "Oh, I hate this because my awful family, were the ones that this comes from."
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I get why he doesn't use a suit. I think it's great characterization wise. I don't have nothing against him not having a suit. I'm just saying that he had the suit, he would be even more ridiculously strong.
The only thing that is a little bit odd about it is, I feel like if he was going to destroy the suit, maybe it should have happened after Wano was done, because.
I mean, the fight between Queen would have been even more easier though. Like,
and that kind of bugs me. Like, I'm not trying to say that Queen is weak, but didn't it seem like Sanji was kind of having, to some extent, a little bit too easy of a time? I mean, yeah, he was getting messed up, but
I mean, not really, because he would have probably died if his exoskeleton didn't activate.
that is a
Same as
good.
Zoro.
That,
Zoro was having a hard time, and then he used his ability that he trained for and all that. They
that's a
both
very.
they both were having a difficult time until they had used their new techniques or whatever. Oh yeah, and also yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. If Sanji used his hands and his swordsmanship, he may be stronger than Zoro.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Sanji always nerfed himself, bro. Like you think about it, bro. Oda's kind of telling us that. I mean, I'm not just being a Sanji fanboy. Literally, man, you think about it, Sanji would be stronger than Zoro if he didn't nerf himself.
that's probably true. Yeah, I mean, if he
Sanji
didn't
doesn't
have,
even train, bro. He doesn't even really train. So let's think about this. Sanji doesn't use his hands. He doesn't use his swordsmanship that we know he knows. He doesn't train, and he destroys raid suit. Just think about how strong he would be.
yeah, I
And he's
mean,
still the second strongest in the crew. I mean, sure, his exoskeleton activated, but he could also still train.
if Sanji was if so, I guess for the purposes of this conversation, if we took a version of Sanji who used his swordsmanship and his hands, he'd
And also
probably
train,
be he'd
and also
probably be
train, he would be stronger than Zoro.
he'd probably be equal to Luffy at least.
And he also uses raid suit. He destroys raid suit too. Like, Oda, why are you doing this, man?
Do you do you think it's kind of odd that Sanji was able to destroy it that easily, considering how durable it's supposed to be?
It was inside a capsule.
I know, but I feel like it should have been really difficult to destroy because of how much.
Maybe with his inside of the thing, it doesn't have the full. You got a good point, but it was a great characterization moment. So let's not think about it too hard. But
Oh no, it definitely was. It's just
I get what you're saying though. I mean that's a good point. It's something I never thought about though. Like I guess like when it's inside the capsule, it doesn't have its full strength, but I don't know.
that makes sense.
I mean that doesn't make sense, but
Well, yeah, because the capsule should be there to protect it and store it at the same time.
and then we ask why does it become strong once it's outside the capsule?
I don't know, but what I will say is, if he does get a new suit from Frankie and Usopp, it needs to be called the Cola suit or the Super suit. It needs to be called the Super suit.
The super suit.
It needs, yeah, because Frankie has that
Where's
whole.
my super suit?
Yeah, exactly. And frankly, and Frankie basically says, "This is your super suit."
Super soup. Sanji sick. Okay. Yeah.
No,
That was a good
not
stream.
suit.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm just joking, bro. Yeah, man, that was a good stream. We
Mhm.
talked about, I think there was a good discussion about the whole Ezo and the power thing. And I really like that, man. I kind of want to talk about that more a little bit too, later on, like sometime.
What's up?
Because I think we could go deeper into that one. I mean, in a different
Oh,
stream, like how close are they? Like we gotta really stack it up.
how
Like
close or what?
maybe even look back at okay, so how close like are Sanji and Zoro defeating Katakuri?
Are you talking about together or individually?
I mean, obviously together they're defeating them. I'm talking about individually. We should have that. In
I'm going to say, to give a quick answer, yes, but I don't know how easy or hard that would be.
okay, that's my point. We can have a stream about that, or we can
I
kind
think
of
we should have a stream about
look
that.
back at. We can look back at Whole Cake Island, see how Luffy was doing. We can have a whole type of analysis type thing.
Yeah, because
Different stream.
I think that's a great idea for a stream.
Jay Wolf, you're funny, bro. You talking about Izu versus Pale? Man, we know Pale is winning, bro. Pale's about to nuke.
I mean, Pell survived a big ass explosion, no problem. So
I mean, I don't know how that happened, but I mean, it is with 16 Commander versus top 5.
actually, what was the name of the bird that got hit by NL?
I don't remember, man. But Judge
Was
top
it?
5, bro. Judge top 5.
I mean,
Remember the Judge top 5 thing from King of Lightning?
Yeah.
He thought Judge was gonna be top 5, then he's freaking crying. And
Funny thing is,
man, Judge was so lame in that moment, bro. Like he's oh that was Armandi's like what
they're
like he bullied Sanji's entire life and he's sitting up there crying, bro. Like yeah. But anyways, man. Peace, like a stripe. I'll stay tuned for the next one. I gotta take my dog outside. Um Stay tuned for the next one. The next one we're gonna have a either late on the night, probably not tonight, but tomorrow maybe. We're gonna try to go through and see as objectively as possible with Zoro and Sanji defeat Katakuri.
Yeah, I
So
think we
yeah,
should do a full-fledged analysis for that.
right. Like we can go back and look at Luffy versus Katakuri and see what's up. Because like it is a good point that bounties don't mean everything. Like, but at the same time they do mean something. Like sure, the betrayal of the fights might not have been the best, and that's drawn out to where we see all their abilities, but we know how strong they're supposed to be. So yeah.
Yeah.
So anyways, I'm gonna end it off.
Alrighty. Okay.